I'm here. Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? We're going to see all of Are we going to see all the 40,000 Warhammers? Yes, we are. Well, actually, I only have 30 of them. It's sad. What? There. Sorry, my throat is still. I am feeling a little bit better today. But my throat is still a bit of a mess. So if I end up choking a bit or sound a bit different, that's why. I'm trying to talk in a way that won't hurt my throat. Drink. Thanks for the drink. Also, hello, Bob the Innkeeper. Hello, Vibo Senpai. And hello, Talk Free Pickle Free. Oh, just 39,970 to go. And I just calculated today how many how many terminators we have. Oops, wrong one. There we go. There we go. I put my nerd glasses on. How about me? How about you? Hello, Briar. No, you don't get a hello. You don't get a hello. You know what you did. I'm joking. Hello, Briar. How are you doing? And hello, Tony. How are you doing? How are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm still a bit ill. I'm getting my gloves on if you wonder what all the squeaky, yes. All of the squeaky squeaks. Well, as much as I can. I've been treating coughing up my lungs and drippy sneezing. The cold sucks. Yeah. I've had my sinuses have been really messed up and stuff like that. I've not been sneezing much. I've not been coughing much. It's just really messing up my head and my ability to speak. No, I need to change how I speak. So the way I normally speak is I speak quite throaty. So it's in the back of my throat where most of the stress is. And that's not good, especially when you're trying to stream for long and talk for long periods of time. It's very bad for your vocal cords. So, but apparently a more natural way to speak is trying to push the stress of your voice to the front of your mouth, to your lips, and apparently that's more. And actually, it's apparently a more proper way to speak. Where's my hand cam? There we go. Here we go. Look, and we're on the second box. On the second box we are. My question is, when your sinuses are blocked, how can it be so dribbly? So the thing is, it's blocked by water. Your sinus tubes are incredibly thin. If you've ever tried to put water through a very thin tube, like one of those really thin glass chemistry tubes, you'll find that the water gets stuck inside of them. Now imagine making that water just a little bit more viscous. And now you're trying to put loads and loads of it through a small amount of tubing, and sometimes that viscous liquid might dry up a little bit and then it will push the harder stuff down. But that's what's happening. Chemistry, my number one skived class in school. I wasn't a big fan of chemistry. Oh wait, I want to do my favourite thing. It's really satisfying. Oh, so you got a box and you go, just press on the side. Oh, it didn't do it. Oh, it's meant to come out. It's because this is a thicker cardboard. It doesn't. It feels like a low quality cardboard though. You don't usually get cardboard feeling this low quality from Games Workshop. I'm guessing it's easier to recycle though, looking at it. This type of cardboard is the one you're more used to, but it's basically got this plastic coating on it. But we got bases, we've got little pamphlets. Let's turn this light off so it doesn't blind you. And look, we can actually read them. I'm glad that I figured out how to change my camera camera settings that these things aren't instantly blinding. Actually, I can probably change the settings a little bit more. You have to change them like every single time you do this, because otherwise it goes quite bad. If I just lower the gamma a bit, lower the brightness. There we go, that should be a little better. Still a bit blinding. I think it's just because there's more light in the room than usual for whatever reason. Oh, it's got rules for them. Oh yeah, there's new rules for the assault terminators. Assault terminators get 1 extra attack with lightning claws now. And they are weapon skill 3 with thunder hammers. So they're actually pretty decent to take now, because despite building all these assault terminators and stuff, they kind of suck. They're slow, yet they want to be in melee. They can't drop down that closely to the enemies, and with so many things blocking deep striking capabilities now, it kind of sucks. Special Games Workshop cardboard is what it is. It costs more than the plastic inside. Maybe. But today what I want to do, I want to build another ancient. Oh, where are they actually? Oh, here they are. I'd arranged it. Another captain and another chaplain. Now, the chaplain that I want to build today, I want to build from like as the chaplain in charge of a company. Well, not the chaplain in charge, but like there's 3 chaplains in the detachment. And I want to build the chaplain as the head honcho of those 3 chaplains. This is one of the chaplains I already have. Maybe they'll be a good head honcho. I made it from a librarian. Ah yes, the Thunderhammer. Ultimately the coolest melee attack. Animations in Space Marine 2 has the worst stats. Is it actually the worst one? I never really played the assault characters. I mean, I imagine the Thunderhammer would be best against monsters, because that's kind of what it does. Thunderhammer even... Can he spoke right today? Even if he can he speak right today? Oh no! Oh no! Oh. There we go. I love Thunderhammers. But yeah, this is our captain. He's a guy in charge of this detachment. Basically, it's like for company veterans. I'm thinking a chapter now. It's because of me being bunged up with this code. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I've been making all sorts of silly mistakes. Like, I tried opening the drawer for my gloves just earlier and I opened the completely wrong drawer. And it's like, muscle memory should have me opening the correct drawer, but no. But look, I like this guy. He's covered in skulls. There's like skull of an Eldar, skull, treble skulls. And then he's like, why there's so many skulls? Is he a world eater? No, he just killed a world eater though. That explains the skulls. It's also covered in purity seals. We got these special 3D printed helmets and shoulder pads, so Games Workshop will hate them. Oh yeah, we've also got a relic on his back. Iron Halo thing, cool Thunderhammer, more purity seals, big old 3D printed cape. And a lightning claw, yeah! I like them. I really went for one of the veteran lightning claws, that's why it's got the skull on it. So yeah, that's the captain in charge. We can't have our captains being cooler than him. This is one of our ancients. That's off the company. I'm thinking about maybe having like an ancient who's more senior than the other ancients, but I don't really care about that, to be honest. I opened the front door yesterday to look what's in the fridge. Yeah, wrong door. Oh no. That's terrible. Oh, I've done weird things like that. Oh, then here's like a dead world eater, not world eater, Thousand Sun at the base of this chaplain. If you're wondering what the chaplain head's from, it's from the Anthropocrosiarchs. It's from the chaplain on bike. And we got some Vegos. I bought a chaplain on the bike to convert into a tech priest on a bike, or tech marine on a bike. That's a lot of Terminators. It is. So far we have, but also hello Bladewind. How many Terminators do I have currently? And I plan to get 10 more soon. I think we bought 102 Terminators. And we already had built 6 Saturnines, 1 Saturnine Captain, 1 Praetor in Cataphracti armor, and 10 Terminators, 15 Terminators from the Leviathan set, and just 1 normal squad of Terminators. So it was 2 squads of 5 from the Leviathan / Combat Patrol / Starter set. Then we've got Terminator Captain, Terminator Ancient already. And this Chaplain was one we already had. And then what else was there? I think that was it. So that was 7, 8, plus 15, 23, 24, 25, 26. 26. I think we had 26 Terminators already. Might have been 27. No, I swear it was 27. 6 Saturnines plus 7 plus 8 plus those 15. 23 plus those 3, 26. Maybe it was only 26. Probably one I'm not thinking about though. Is there? Yeah, but anyway, we got like 128 Terminators. Maybe 129. We had the Ancient. We had the Captain. Did I have another Captain already? Oh, I probably had another Captain already. That would make a lot of sense. No, the second Captain was turned into an Ancient. The second Librarian Terminator was turned into the base of a Hive Tyrant. Do you want to see? Oh no, that's upstairs. Never mind. Oh, but yeah, we got a lot of Terminators. If you want to know, typically there's 1,000 Space Marines in a chapter. It can go well above this for numerous reasons. 1, you're on a crusade. 2, you've suffered significant losses and you're trying to recuperate those losses. 3, your home mode's under attack. For instance, and other reasons are just simply because logistics and issues. These are all reasons why the Ultramarines have gone well above the normal. And usually you're split into 10 companies. One of those companies, usually your first company.
Time flay a cupcake.
No, don't flay a cupcake. Okay, Cuptle was a bit too loud. I think you could hear him through my microphone then. But don't flay cupcakes. That's a high native engine. Big love hearts to everybody. So what else was there? There was a... What was I talking about? We have the Terminators. Oh yeah, the first company is usually made up of veterans. It's often called a veteran company. And they usually all have the honour to be able to wear Terminator armour. Most chapters do not have enough Terminator for all 100 veterans in the first company. Even some of the first founding chapters struggle to do so, although I think that's been changed a little. I think the Blood Angels generally don't have much Terminator armour left after the devastation of Baal. Although they might have got some new ones with the Indomitus. The Primaris refresh. Salamanders know how to build their own Terminators. Dark Angels are a special chapter in which they have loads and loads of Terminators. They've got like enough Terminators for the entire chapter, it's rumoured to be. And all of their successors also have ridiculous amounts of Terminators and are often in special patterns. But this is because they have their own special forging methods that are like secret and hidden away. Hello, Dr. Smilex. Don't worry about being late. You're not really that late. We've not even started anything. What other chapters are there? The Iron Hand should have more than enough Terminators because they have very close ties to their Adeptus Mechanicus, who is more than happy to help them. Because the Adeptus Mechanicus makes most of the stuff for most of the Space Marines. Not always the case. A lot of Space Marines have the entire own capabilities of manufacturing stuff, such as the Salamanders. The Ultramarines probably have over 100 Terminators as well, or at least over 100 suits. Now, one of the things is, in that this is true for the Ultramarines, and I imagine for Salamanders too, is that this armour is so difficult and time-consuming to repair because of all the rituals related to it, but also the rarity of materials needed to fix it. That they will even though they have enough Terminator to equip the entire first company, it's very rare that more than like 10 or 20 will be equipped at a time. Ooh. The Imperial Fist, I think the Phalanx has the ability to manufacture Terminators, and they've got enough posts on enough worlds that they don't need to worry about materials. And they're famed for just like deploying entire companies of Terminators. That's like the entire thing. And it's not the entire thing, it's one of the things. They've switched mostly to using Graphis now. But they still use quite a lot of Terminators. Raven Guard, I don't think has much access to Terminators. Not that they really enjoy using them. That being said, Raven Guard Terminators do make sense, because Raven Guard, they're all about stealth and speed, and Terminators are neither stealthy nor speedy. But they do have the ability to teleport, and I think that would be very useful for the Raven Guard. But I don't think they have 100 suits. Right Scars are similar, they're all about speed. I mean, okay, Terminators can teleport, they can be on top of they can embark upon repulsors and stuff, which can be quite fast, so... But generally, they don't have that many Terminators. Hello, Francis, it's been a while. How are you doing? And hi, Sparky, how are you doing? Yeek! So what other chapters we got? Raven Guard, White Scars, Ultramarines, Dark Angels, Blood Angels. We're not done Space Wolves. Space Wolves, I believe they have a few suits, but again, they don't have the... I don't believe they have a lot of manufacturing capabilities to be able to replace them. But they do have their own special suits and special units that use them. I don't know if they have enough to deploy 100, and even if they do, I think they'll generally avoid it. No, White Scars recently had a new character that came out. It's really cool. He's on a bike. He's on a jet bike rather, and the jet bike has an assault Gatling cannon on it. It's really cool. I kind of wanted to get one, but I avoided doing so. Demon engines, you're doing good. Yay! Head pats. Oh, thanks for the head pats. Yay! Share, Cuptle. Share. Oh, we're trying. I'm trying. Oh no, the hand's too small. But it's so, I swear I'm missing at least one more chapter. We had Iron Hands, Salamanders, Ultramarines, Raven Guard, White Scars, Dark Angels, Space Wolves, Blood Angels. Ow. Imperial Fists. 9. That's all of them, isn't it? I can't do Beagle anymore. No! So sad. Oh, thanks for whatever you threw at me. Going to go to sleep now. Good night, Briar. big hearts to you. I hope you sleep well. I hope you've had a good day. And I hope you dream of cupcakes, but don't eat them because they're friends, not food. Yeah. But yeah, that's all of the first founding chapters, isn't it, though? That can have terminators. Yeah, and so even them, so the first founding chapters are like the most important chapters of Space Marines there are. And like the most respected and stuff because they were created by the Emperor 10,000 years ago. And considering some of them can't get hold of 100 pieces of Terminator armor, it's completely ridiculous that my guys have over 100 of them. And actively just deploy like 100 suits of armor just because they can. But you know, everything's canon. So, what we now need to do is figure out how we're going to put this dude together. I mean, do you think he looks like he would be the leader? And the green stuff looks weird. It feels smooth to touch. Oh, roughly smooth anyway. Roughly smooth. Contradiction in terms. When painted, it should be fine. I hope. He's got a cool shoulder pad. He's got the cool cape. I could imagine him being the head honcho. Because these models, they don't have a lot going on with them. Where's my clippers? Here they are. Good morning, K&K Moto. I hope you're doing well today. Marnius Kelgar No, my, I'm building for Black Templars, with tech kind of. So, originally my Black Templar crusade, like my headcanon for it was meant to be a small little crusade on the northwest of the Imperium, just out of the middle of nowhere. That came across some old relic gear, like an old weapons cache. Except I ended up just getting more and more models, and now it's like, oh, it's going to be over 1,000 Marines and all sorts of stuff. So I'm like, maybe it's actually its own chapter. What I'm thinking now, though, is maybe it was a crusade that got stuck on the wrong side of the Great Rift. So if you don't know, the 40k galaxy is split in half by this giant, like, hell opened up in the middle of the galaxy and ripped it in half. And on one side, you've got the Imperium, where there's Earth and all the important places. Well, I say all of them. A lot of the important places are over on this side. And over on the other side of this Great Rift is a whole load of people that are kind of left abandoned to the chaos and demons and evil things attacking them. Not entirely. There is some pathways, but they're very unreliable, they're slow, and they're very dangerous to go across. But let me get my other chaplain. I think we've... Actually, have we built 2 chaplains yet? I think we've built 2 chaplains. I want to just compare them to these guys. So yeah, these are my other 2 chaplains. These are for a different detachment. These are for the siege detachment, where they each lead 5 squads of Thunderhammer Terminators. Did I actually build them? Yeah, I did. You're gonna go now. Bye-bye. Northwest of the Imperium, isn't that towards the Eye of Terror? Maybe Imperium Nalus. So the galaxy is, if this is the galaxy, but bye-bye Dr. Smilex, big heart to you, thanks for popping in. I still find it weird that the galactic map has a north. Well, it makes sense. It's basically just the way that they'll orientate the map, so that it's easier for everybody involved. They've been cut off the Imperium as a whole, but they're still part of the Imperium. Yeah, Imperium Nihilus is. So, never eat shredded wheat. No, northwest. West is this side of the galaxy. So, Terra is here. Eye of Terror is like up here. Galactic Center is here. Let's say there. There we go. The Great Rift comes down through like here to down here across the center of the galaxy. Terra is over here. Originally, my crusade was planned to be, well, look, let's use this for Eye of Terror. My Great Crusade was, my small crusade was going to be over here. Like the Ultramar sector would be about here. But what I'm now thinking is it'll be somewhere like up here instead. Because I think that would be cool, like it's cut off from the rest of the galaxy. And that would explain like why they've had to do so many weird things that seem, you know, a bit out of sorts for Templars. Like a bit of potential tech heresy. Like they have a tech priest Dominus who like every single like ship will have a multiple tech priests on board. And usually a crusade will have like a major tech priest who's there to just constantly try and make sure everyone's getting resupplied and stuff. Space Marine ships, but especially Templar ships, usually have quite extensive forge capabilities to manufacture gear. Imperial Fist ships are also very similar to that, and I believe Salamanders as well. Archmagers ruining logistics. So we've got a lot of, so what you usually will have is a tech priest that's like working for the Space Marines or working with the Space Marines. You see in Space Marine 2, you always go to that tech priest, don't you, to like upgrade your gear and stuff. But that's what so what I'm thinking is that they have a tech priest Dominus, who is very... is a bit of a radical. They fly very loose with the rules around for Omnisire and stuff. Like very close to tech heresy. In terms of like they'll reverse engineer equipment. They'll avoid doing certain rituals. They'll try making makeshift things around it. They'll make their own SDCs without, you know, using the holy relics and stuff. But they used to be a tech archaeologist. That was like their role for much of their career. And as a result, while they've been doing all of this tech acquisitions and stuff, they've basically been making their own personal data logs and copies of it all. And you normally think, you know, Space Marines would be pretty upset about this tech heresy, especially Black Templars. But Black Templars, one, don't necessarily know better because they're not devotees of the Omnisire. And two, they also, these Templars have realised that sometimes we might have to just, you know, ignore the little voice that's questioning how they're successfully doing all of this. As long as it's in service of the Emperor, we don't care. We're not going to ask questions. Running over your let's sorry, I misread that. Yeah, Imperium Nihilus is the section of the Imperium that's cut off. Although it does have better connections now, and I believe one of the Primarchs, the Dark Angels Primarch, is on that side, and the Dark Angel, not Dark Angels, Blood Angels, and the Indomitus Crusade did go over to that side. So Imperium Nihilus isn't as abandoned as it used to be. Hi, Mississippi Gonzo. I wonder if I could like just cut some of these around and just like change the position of the legs. I mean, I could do. There's not too much point trying to do that though. I think the lion is coming back in Dawn of War and 4. I don't know what side of the Imperium, of the Great Rift that Cronus is on. I believe it might be on in Imperium Nihilus. But I'm not sure. Cronus isn't canon. Cronus is in Dawn of War 4. That's the planet for fighting over. Also, isn't I thought Cronus was canon. All of Dawn of War is non-canon. I don't believe that's true. I believe that while the details of the games are not canon, it's like much of the old lore is while the details aren't exactly canon anymore, of the exact details, what actually happened did happen. For instance, I know that all of the characters in the Dawn of War games are canonical. Or at least most of the characters. For instance, the Tau Commander, he's canonical. At least the last time I read he was. Like they had other literature and lore that had him in it. Space Marine wasn't canon until recently. Yeah, Space Marine 1 wasn't canon. But it kind of was loosely canon in a way. But for the most part it wasn't. Like, I believe the Forge World that they fought over, Forge World Graia, was a canonical Forge World. Because it has, I swear, if, like, Forge World Graia, I've seen stuff in the lore that came from that Forge World, but the actual events weren't referenced. It was just the Forge World existed. Space Marine 1 is canon now, but it was a bit of a mess because it messed with Kaito's Sicarius lore. Oh, I'm not actually really knowledgeable about Kaito's Sicarius lore. The GW picked and chose what outcomes are canon from Verge of Dawn of War 1, like Bethesda for Fallout. It makes sense. Like, I hope that they canonize some of the Mechanicus game, because I really want them to bring Cenerite tech and stuff into the main game, you know, for 40k and for I know Cenerite tech is, you know, in the lore and stuff already, but I really want them to really go more into it for the board game, because I think that will help make the Mechanicus feel more unique. And then they had Akaran made anyway. That's why Space Marine 2 had Titus knocked out the captain spot, so Kaito could be second company captain. Well, I mean, the ending to Space Marine 1 did have him knocked out to the captain spot already because, you know, of the entire Inquisitor and stuff. Akaran was a really weird choice. I think they mostly chose Akaran because they weren't actually planning to, you know, make it fully canon and stuff. Like, maybe bits of it would be canon, but if you look at Akaran, he's just a basic Primaris Oh, not Primaris. Phobos Captain, that's it. I mean, it technically is Primaris. It's just a basic Phobos Captain. And it's like, yeah. What's special about him? They should canonize the Soulstorm sisters, bullied the entire sector into becoming Shrine World's ending. I mean, that could work. That's why Space Marine 2 had tied. If Dawn of War 2 is canon for the Arulian Crusade, and therefore Dawn of War 1 Dark Crusade plus Soulstorm due to Kyrus ranting about it, and Gorguts talking about winning Soulstorm in 3. Oh. I've not played the third one. I think I might have played the second one. I definitely played the first one. But yeah, I'm thinking I'll have this guy just be a normal, typical chaplain. I've not played the third one. I want to play the fourth one though. I still find it. Akaran is from my neighbouring town of Dundee. Oh, is it? Is it? That's cool. I like Dundee. I've been to Dundee. There we go. Thank you for your service. At least the voice acting was better than Dawn of War 1. Dawn of War 1, I don't remember the voice acting of that. I think I just mostly played the campaign stuff. I played all of them so far. 2 was by far the best. I did enjoy 2. I didn't have like all of the DLCs and stuff for it, but I did have a few mods. Like I had a bunch of Tyranids that looked like Play-Doh in one of the games. Oh gosh, I think that might have been Dawn of War 1. We should play the games on the channel at some point. There we go. I'm glad you like Dundee, and please tell me you have nothing nice to say about Perth. I can't remember if I've ever been to Perth. I don't think I have. So I don't have anything nice or negative to say about it other than Perth is Perth. 2 was a delight. I was horrible at it, so I never got good ranks in the missions. I can't remember if I ever did the missions, if I just played the arcade mode. I mean, I might have, but honestly, I don't know. All the Warhammer games should have co-op of some kind. Immediately improves Dawn of War 2 and Space Marine 2. Oh. I've never really used co-op in like any game, so other than Vermintide 2 with Fire. Did it legit bypass city if you're driving north from Edinburgh or Glasgow? Oh, I've been to both Edinburgh and Glasgow. And Aberdeen. Edinburgh's a very nice town to visit. Well, town city. Although it became very touristy. I mean, it was always touristy, but... a bit too touristy now. Aberdeen is a bit of a weird city. Not the greatest. I like Glasgow though. Space Marine 2 campaign co-op surprised me. In fact, even though you don't get anything for helping someone play through, they made specific things for Tyron and Gadriel's perspective. Oh, did they? Oh, I never knew that. I forgot that. Yeah, you could actually play the main missions as cooperative, couldn't you? And not just the fun stuff. Oh, I never knew that. There's the reason we call Edinburgh for London or for North. Yeah. I think Manchester and Birmingham both tried to get that title at some point. Manchester definitely feels more like it's going towards London-y way again. Been through that Manchester quite a few times. There we go. But everything's south compared to Scotland. York's a very nice town to visit. Touristy touristy in the same way that Edinburgh used to be, in which it was kind of like historical tourism. And like, do you know, just visiting very nice places, like the cathedrals and the castles. It's very quaint, and you had lots of like nice restaurants and stuff. Not a big fan of this arm. I'll try changing it to one that's like more pointed to shooting. Touristy for starters, good chance to hear non-English speakers, but loads of Chinese freshly arrived with their bus tours, for example. Yeah. I've only been to London a few times to look at things like businesses, schools, and a Comic-Con once. I did not enjoy the London Comic-Con experience. I was like, oh no. I've been to Birmingham Comic-Cons, Manchester one. I've actually been to a load of northern ones. And London was by far the worst one I've been to. It's just too busy, too crowded, too expensive. Not much going on. Actually, no, one of the Manchester ones was one of the worst ones I went to. Became incredibly expensive, but offered absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And it was sad because Manchester used to be like one of the best ones. It's like a pilgrimage for me. Birmingham's always been relatively good. A bit more crowded. And harder to reach because Birmingham traffic is terrible. Oh, trying to be non-specific for spoilers, but when they are hearing the warp voices, everyone gets different whispers in their ears. Ooh. That sounds cool. Yeah, there you go. We can do this. I want him to be shooting stuff. He's got a storm bolt for a reason. The reason I'm not giving him a storm shield is because honestly, for one extra wound is not really that worthwhile. And two, it will feel weird giving him a storm shield when he's meant to be in a squad of normal terminators. Not assault terminators. Oh yeah, a new data slate survived today. You don't deal with big cities well. Me neither, to be honest. I do kind of like big cities, but at the same time, like, yeah, not a fan. Where's my knife? There it is. I try not to go anywhere during the summer because the roads are busy, the crowds are bigger, and I value my personal 5 yards more than I value tourist desires of taking a picture. Yuck. Really infuriates me when I'm driving up to my aunt's and I come across a car driving slow for no reason, but the passenger's got the window down with the phone hanging out. Oh. For reference, I have to drive 4 hours to visit my aunt. Oh my goodness. That does not sound fun. when I was working and at uni and stuff, I had to drive really far. But I always just chose times that, you know, no one would be driving because I had a bit more freedom in timing. Which was lucky for me. Victrix got lightly brushed. Sisters got smacked. Eldari got smacked. Eldari got smacked, did they? And I know some of the stuff changed, but it didn't seem like big changes for Eldari. I know Black Templar got a mixture of lifted and smacked. No, that'll look weird. Let's have it down. Yeah. I'd prefer not to be slowed down by tourists taking pictures if you really want to take a picture. Those gosh darned laybys parking them. Yeah. Oh gosh. Traffic in Britain is not fun. Like, it's crazy thinking about just how long... Like, I hear Americans complain about traffic sometimes. I'm like... Do you know sometimes it takes me an hour to go somewhere that's, like, really close? Like, if the traffic was clear, it's a 15-minute drive. Mostly, though, it's an hour-long drive. Oh gosh. Like, to get up to one side of a country to the other, sometimes it's a 2-day drive. Because you have to just drive halfway there because of traffic and then just, like, go to a Premier Inn. Oh no. There we go, I'm back. My internet died for a second because when they caught up with me 4 miles down the road, proceeded to tailgate me until we got to the next bit they wanted to go slow at. Oof. There we go. Welcome back. My internet died for a second. Look at him. He's just a normal chaplain. We don't want to do anything too fancy with him. But saying that, I've got the forbidden cornflakes. The forbidden cornflakes. It says round bases here, but it's cornflakes. They're not cornflakes. They're just capes. They're Terminator capes. Is your god hand wielded by a pimp hand? No. The god hand is just part of the branding. Of the Gundam models. It's just a Gundam clippers. Unfortunately, it's broken. Oh. As a throbbing in my 1.4 litre naturally aspirant Corsa motor really ruined the audio of the video. You need to sort out your parts bin. Oh, what cape did we get? Oh, that's a nice cape for a chaplain. Yeah. I really like giving them capes because, like, Sword Breathin usually have capes. And Sword Breathin effectively for veterans of the Black Templar. And they usually have capes, like, on the normal Sword Breathin models. So I like giving all of my veteran models and my Templar capes. Maybe not all of them, but most of them. To represent that, yeah, they are Sword Breathin still. They are a bit brittle, so I have to be a bit careful. Rip the tips of the snippers. I have a new pair myself and I'm always worried if they're gonna crack. Yeah, it is a big worry with these clippers. Oh wait, I got like little bits over here. There we go. Oh, I did have one that was just pointing forward a bit better. Yeah. So that's cool. What do I want? Yeah, I'll just take this normal shoulder pad for the chaplain. As the others haven't really used the normal shoulder pad for the chaplain. They've both used instead the captain pad that have the big old shield on them. Which makes sense for assault terminators, I suppose. Hello, Lord Bowder. 30 is not too many, I guarantee you. That's how many you want if fighting Pathfinders. Pathfinders versus Terminators. Let me think. Strength 6 attacks, hits on 4s, can be improved to 3s. Oh, do they actually hit on 3s? I can't remember. No one of the Tau squads naturally hit on 3s. Strength 6, AP -1, 2 attacks. Like, what is it? What's the range? 12 inches? Is it something silly like that? Put the Fire Warrior captain in the squad and you get, they get 1 extra attack. So for up to 3. They can be in squads of 10, so you can have 30 attacks, hit some 3s. That's 20 hits. Wounds on... Gosh, did you fall down? No, you didn't. Just ripped you off for no reason then. And burn through Terminator armor. So they hit on 3s. Wound on 3s. So that's going to be 13 wounds. Leaves you at 3+ armor save. That's 4 fails. Yeah, roughly. That's 1 down Terminator and 1 injured on average. Am I doing that correctly? Or do they get rerolls to wound or something? You know what? I can check this. I can check this. I've got the new recruit page. I'm going to check. New recruit. My list. Down to the Tau because I've got some Pathfinders in this army list I designed. Oh no, Pathfinder. I was thinking Breacher team, sorry. Pathfinders, yeah. They're different. So they hit on 4s. They're usually not going to have a marker on them. So they'll usually only hit on 4s because Pathfinders are generally for ones you want marking enemies. But let's assume they do have the marker on them. Target uploaded. Each time it makes an attack, that targets a spotted unit. Oh no, yes, so they get to do spotting and improve a ballistic skill at the same time, and they ignore cover. That doesn't match the Terminators too much. Fairy unit has Margalite keyword, yeah. So we've got 7 carbines getting up to... No, you can't put the normal path the guy in there, so we'll only get 2 attacks. Oh, you're winning. Yeah, we built one of them. We built one. Yeah. That's a hi to Lan. I also need to see about running a random Cadian. Running away from him. Oh wait, what's this? I gotta get the money put out to a nice base on my Mauler Fiend. Oh, that would be cool, having a Cadian running away from them or something. I can't wait until we get the Mauler Fiend that comes with a combat patrol. I'm like, oh, I want it so badly. Yeah, so they'll hit and freeze. My guys have 26-inch range because they in that special thing. They'll get 14 attacks. 9 will hit. 4 will wound. Less than 1 wound caused there. They then got the grenade launcher, which they can use a fusion version. Minus 24-inch range, hits and freeze, wounds and freeze. Saver for 3+, but it will be a full kill. So 2/3 hit, 4/9 wound, 4/27 get through, times by 3, 12/27 on average damage. Drone burst cannon, pulse carbine. Then we got 2 iron rifles and a rail rifle. I guess if we went for 3 rail rifles, we'd be doing better. Yeah, the rail rifles are definitely scarier. But actually, hits and freeze, 2 hits, wounds and freeze for 1 wound. Reduce you to a 4+ save. And then damage 2. Yeah, they could do some decent damage to your squad. Especially if you start using stratagems on them. Experimental weaponry. No, that wouldn't help. Threat assessment. Oh yeah, you can get sustained hits or lethal hits. That would do well. Experimental ammunition. Increase the strength and armor penetration of all weapons. That would be cool, pretty effective. Turn them into strength 6, AP -1. Yeah, that would be effective. I can see them doing decent damage. Against a squad of 10 terminators, especially with if you use stratagems yourself to try and prevent the wounding being too bad. You got another combat patrol? No. This is still part of 102 terminators we were building. And, oh no, for those Tau, I'm just imagining how the Tau would handle terminators. I think actually the scariest weapon that the Tau have, often for Space Marines, is a Stingray. Because their guns are so effective at just ripping, what's it called, open? Ripping Space Marines. Conjuror sounds like she's going crazy with numbers. No, you were talking about a Mauler Fiend. Oh no, the Combat Patrol magazine with the Mauler Fiend. That one is, it's just part of the Combat Patrol magazine. Eventually we should be getting a Mauler Fiend and a bunch of other Khorne models inside it. So yeah, the Tau are crazy. Tau are pretty dangerous, but yeah. Stingrings. These guns rip open, and they can have a fusion pistol, they can have a, not fusion pistol, they can have a fusion. No, not fusion, rail rifle. They can have a rail rifle, a flamer, and a grenade launcher. And that can have a fusion grenade. And they can just rip open Space Marines and damage Terminators, just deep strike in, shoot you to pieces, run away. Ceramite. Yeah, Ceramite. Ceramite. They are roasting me on Reddit, Conjuror. They are roasting me for honest to God opinion. Wait, what was your opinion, sorry? What was your Reddit post? Oh no, I've seen it. So I had completely missed a message. Oh no, why are they roasting you? They're so mean. Just because you want Age of Sigmar. I mean, you're a terrible, terrible person for wanting Total War Age of Sigmar. But they shouldn't be telling you that to your face. Sent it to you for Age of Sigmar. People really want for 40k, and I'm like, I don't really want 40k Total War. I've already got Dawn of War, thank you very much. You will die on this hill. Get real, I've got to get some stuff. What do we want? I want you. Come over here. Yeah. The Calling, Dawn of War, Dawn of Financial Ruin in my comments. No, why are they calling it Dawn of Financial Ruin? Okay, what do we want? Since we're talking about Tau, should we have a dead Tau on for base? That would be fun. Total War is a bit of a different vibe. Don't know how much over. I imagine they could probably do it. But, I mean, it could probably be fun. It's just not something I really want. I don't really trust CA with the game. Now, I did really love Tides of Torment, and despite the handful of bugs I've noticed within it, and a couple of things where I think they need to change it, like Asling confederating people is absolutely terrible. It's the worst confederation mechanic of the entire game. No joke. Isn't it more realistic at Age of Sigmar from 40k? Probably. But I think I would say Age of Sigmar would be weird after Fantasy, but we have seen them do stuff like that before. Like a lot of their own Total War games already are basically just the exact same game with a new coat of paint on it for a different region. So it wouldn't be crazy for them to do something like that. I've heard that there's been leaks for it being the announcement. People looked at screens of the background and saw some 40k assets. So we don't know. We know that the announcement's apparently for a fantasy game. I'm gonna steal this Thunder Shield, Storm Shield, sorry. For a different model. Hello, Sarah Dwayne, how you doing? I kind of would be fair for if they got like Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings Total War. I really want them to do Lord of the Rings Total War. Like, we've had loads of like, there's an old game very similar, I guess, to like Total War for Lord of the Rings. And it would just be so cool to get that like fully officially done. Actually, wait, I don't think that would be even correct, so let's not glue that. I think Thunderhammers are held in the, yeah, right hand. Wait. Are chaplains left-handed? Are the Terminator chaplains left-handed? Left hand. Left hand. Left hand. This one's right hand, but he's based on a librarian. Yeah, this guy makes sense to be the head honcho. He's got the ridiculously big book. He has a special storm boat, so he's got the iron halo.
If they do LOTR Total War 1 will revive Tolkien and ride him into battle.
They do lot. I will revive Tolkien and ride him into battle. No! Also, yeah, people can just turn me into a cat if they want to, because... Or make me look like a cat rather with commands. The commands are in the description. They require sprinkles. Sprinkles are earned just by being in chat. There you go. There you go. She means turn her back into a cat. No, don't turn me into a cat. Where Chibi? You can turn me into a Chibi by doing the Bossin command. That one switches between Chibi and my normal model. But it'll be for 5 minutes. And it will automatically revert back to my normal model. Unless I'm already a Chibi, in which case it would turn me... If I started the stream as Chibi, it would turn me into a boss lady. And using the Bossin model would turn me into... will only work for 5 minutes, and then I'll turn back into a Chibi. Okay, where's the other models? Which one's this one? Is this the... yeah, that's the captain. I really don't like the power swords and captains. I really need to, like, upgrade them. There we go. They said this is going to be the biggest fantasy game they ever did. But they say that about everything. There was a stream. I just woke up. Hi, Longstocks! There is a stream. And there's still like
Puff word of
2
the
hours
day.
of it.
Hello.
Hello, French Puff. How you doing? They said it's going to be the biggest fantasy game. I mean, it could just be that with a new engine they can have a larger map. I mean, for all we know, it could be Old World. It could just be Total War Warhammer 4, which they said that they weren't going to do, but they might decide that, you know what, this is really profitable, let's keep it going. Let me bring out my other captain. So this is one of the captains I've got. And he's a bit of a big dude. He's got a big base to show that he's the one in charge. My other captain's way cooler. So this captain is more meant to represent a lieutenant or a castellan in Terminator armor. This one's meant to represent a marshal in Terminator armor. He's part of a rapid response force. So he rides around in a Storm Eagle and then just drops down where he's needed. He's so cool. Look at that dude. And look, he's doing that Yorick. How I knew thee. So yeah, I'm not a biggest fan of this dude, if I'm entirely honest. Maybe once it's painted, I'll like him more. This guy just seems so much cooler in every single regard, though. And they're both meant to represent marshals in Terminator armor, so you know. Total War Hammer 4 real this time. Will you watch the Game Awards? I will not, because I don't believe in awards. I don't really care for the Game Awards, if I'm entirely honest. I don't really know how honest the Game Awards are, and I don't really care for who wins. I might want to... I'll probably just wait for the announcement, if I'm entirely honest. It's just silly stuff. Oh yeah, this guy was meant to be trying to do the gangster grip on his gun. Like, gangster shooting you. Once he's painted, he sure will be. He sure will be. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Gangster hold. Yeah, well, I do know you hold it not like that, but like that. Well, actually, technically, it's more like that. But not all the way to 90 degrees. Bang, bang, screw. Yeah, he probably is just shooting up some chaos heretics on a hive world. And why not, eh? He learned how to shoot from the great Whistle or whatever. I don't know. I don't know gang names. CJ. He learned from CJ how to shoot his gun. The great master. Hello, Night Parade. I think that was Ali G. Ali G. Whoever that is. I'm so cool. We need more Hive World representation in gaming. The new Darktide characters opened my eyes. To be fair, there is quite a bit of it now. If you want to play, or like half Hive World models, get into Necromunda. It's a lot. You get so many spare bits and like so much customizability of Necromunda models. And they are, you know, Hive World representative. Which reminds me, Darktide new class has been very fun. Oh, I was wondering how it was going to be received, that class, when I saw it. Because it did kind of look a bit, you know, boring. Mundane-ish, but all I've heard about it is good things. So it definitely seems to be quite a well-received one. Class in the end. Very fun class. Oh gosh, this is the least fun piece to put together. Like, so the leg goes into here like this, and this piece wants to go up and under. There we go. Doesn't like going like that though, without breaking everything else off. Piece goes on the back. With a single Uzi, they can take out down up to 4 beasts of Nurgle. Power scalers are going insane. And that's kind of just how the game always was. Do you remember how small Great Demons used to be? Like, just look up how the old Great Demon models, like the really old ones. Like back when Nagash was just a tiny model. And like Angron and Demon Primarch Fulgrim. We're just like basically barely larger than a person. Nagash was just a guy back then and he went to the gym. Look at him now. He died, but then he got better. And by better, he means better than he was in life. There we go. They had some bugs and balance issues, but they're working on it. And I find it a lot of fun because it just pours ammo all over the whole team. And that's kind of what you want in a not Dawn of War, a Warhammer video game. You just want to be able to just shoot insane amounts of firepower at the enemy. Which is kind of one of the things that was disappointing about the heavy bolter and the bolt guns for Space Marine 2. It's like, I do wish there was just more of a just spill an insane amount of ammo into the enemy and not have to worry about it. Oh, there's his power fist. You want to switch your power fists? Get a different power fist. That's not a particularly special power fist, it's just got one purity seal on it. Give him a thunder hammer. Lightning claws, lightning claws, lightning claws. There we go. Yeah, let me just look at these different power fists, see if there's a cool one in for him. No. I could give him actually one of the lightning claws and just cut the lightning claw part off of it. That could actually be a good idea. How would that look? No, that wouldn't work very well. But definitely give him like this pointer fist though, that would be fun. $21, $22, $23. Let's give him a chain fist. I know he can't be equipped for chain fist, but still it will look pretty cool. Actually, no, we don't want to give him a chain fist because there's only so many chain fists in for bots. How many are there? 1, 2.
I want some Taco Bell right now.
I want Taco Bell! Taco Bell! Actually, no, we can. We can. Definitely can fit in some chain fists into here. As a Chaos Space Marine player, I love chain fists. Chain fists are cool. Oh, I really like that thing, assault terminators. Chain fists normally put you up for -1 to hit, but in exchange, you get to wound vehicles easier. Thunder hammers were similar, but in exchange for -1 to hit, you got devastating wounds. But they've recently changed thunder hammers to be +1, to being just hitting like normal. Taco Bell used to be a normal guy from Britain. Nagash used to be a normal guy, but he went to Britain for a couple of weeks and look what happened to him. He learned how to be stab proof. You have to learn, that's how you unlock your astral body. You have to first learn how to become stab proof. And then you realise the only way to do that is to take on an astral form. Why does this not want to be stuck down properly? Oh, there's a little bit of sprue still on it. That explains a lot. Yeah, there we go. Now that clips in properly. Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man! Teleport noise. Horrible metal screeching. Hey, where's our transports? Have you read the Lysander little story? In which Lysander and a squad of terminators teleport inside an orc gargant? Now, unfortunately, I really hate that there's no helmets inside the captain kit. Oh, wait a minute. I've got this in the new headset. In the new head sprue for some Terminator heads. We can use them for a captain. Here we go. I think those Terminator heads. Yeah, there's one right here. It's even got the Terminator crux on his helmet. Oh, there's some cool Graphis helmets in there as well. Oh, now that looks cool. Taking an astral form to go to Greg's. I mean, you have to. You not only have to take an astral form, but you have to figure out how to become rich. Greg's is so overpriced now. Go to Pound Bakery or Greenhouses or something. Cars Pastries. What else is there? I don't know. Now I could take... There we go. Yeah, that works. That works for like a Lieutenant Castellan type person. Now... Oh gosh, I just realised this is broken here. I could hopefully try fixing it with some glue while it's still on the sprue. When it dries it should be more brittle, but at least it should be connected. Because I like cutting off those purity seals on that thing to use elsewhere. Well, let's take this big old shoulder pad here. Or one of the big old shoulder pads. Let's steal a shoulder pad from... And let's steal one of the capes. Let's go down into the bottom here and find a cape. And it's this one with a book. He didn't know how to read the book, so he just put it in his back thinking, what's this thing? It's like, what's this thing? Is it like a decoration? Do I wear it on my back? Probably. He's wearing it like a frying pan, do you know, from PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. If you've seen the new... Ooh, that's a cool shoulder pad. It's got candles and everything. Can I like get this to focus on it? Oh yeah, look at that. Ignore the blue that's all over this thing. Yeah, if you read the Lysander thing, that's on the community page. It's like a little short story. Just Google Lysander on the... Or search Lysander on the community Warhammer page. And you'll see a story about him and Terminators teleporting inside an orc gargant. It's so good. I don't know if there were any chain fists. I think it was all Thunderhammers. Yeah. I do like the Assault. I don't think Assault Terminators went up in price either. So they should still be the same price as before. points wise, but now they're just better. Which makes sense, because before they were just bad. Without much reason to use them. Okay, we're not finished here. So we got some stuff. Still unpainted. Yep. We're gonna be unpainted forever. No, once all of these guys are built, I'll focus on trying to get them all painted. I might want to paint some other models up first though, just so I've got like a comparison. No, just so I can, not a comparison, just so I can experiment on the paint scheme. Because I got 20 guys. I wanted to paint them off stream, but actually I say 20 guys. I got 26 guys I need to paint who are already undercoated. It's just trying to find the time and energy to actually do half of these things. Many 40k players' objective in life is to be hired by GW balancing team and buff their own armies then quit. Happens so often, GW's front door is a revolving door. I don't think that's how it works. No, Assault Terminators are new. The Primaris, well, the Primaris ones are new. Before they were the old Firstborn Terminators. But since their new model, they've basically been buffed, so people might use them and are more likely to buy it. Terminators did kind of suck. The reason Terminators kind of sucked is that you're paying a premium in points for them, but they're never that good at what they actually do. Like, you're paying a premium for durability. Like, it's how many points? 180 points for a squad of 5. They have 3 wounds each for toughness 5, 2+ armor save, 4+ invulnerable save. Comparatively, you could just buy a squad for 100 points, you get 5, or for 200 points, you get 10 heavy intercessors who are toughness 6, so much tougher, with 3 wounds as well. They're battle line, they're better at holding objectives. They have longer range. They got quite heavy firepower with damage 2 each. They can be on the battlefield at the beginning and still quite useful. And they also have a special rule that ups their armor from 3+ to 2+ if it's against a damage 1 weapon, which most weapons are. So it's like, yeah, you're gonna bounce out and have a little nap. Oh, I hope you have a good nap. Remember to dream of cupcakes, but don't eat them because your friend's not food. Yuck. Hope you start feeling better when you wake up. You saw it happen, you were for her. So yeah, the Terminators kind of suck. They want to be in melee, especially the Assault Terminators, but with only a 5-inch move, it's very hard for them to reach your opponent to get into melee with them. They can teleport nearby, and if you put a captain in the squad, they can like re-roll. Is it a captain or is it a chaplain? Somebody allows them to re-roll the charge. I think it's the captain. And in terms of how much damage do they output, they don't actually do that much damage for how expensive they are. Like, comparatively, you could just get a squad of Blade Guard, but also have 4+ invulnerable saves. And they have way more attacks. Or you could have a squad of Sword Weapon if you're playing Black Templar. You could just have something shoot to you about. You could have a Dreadnought. It's just... There wasn't really a niche for them. And they're not actually that difficult to get rid of by your opponent. Are terminators only Astartes that can teleport, or can other units do that? Grey Knights can teleport. You see these, they got these weird backpacks on, and they can teleport using them. Who else can teleport? I don't know. I think it's mostly just Terminators. Terminators have the special equipment to be able to teleport. I think there might be a few other things that can, but they're like very special. Like characters and stuff. Or technically what they're doing isn't teleporting. But it's other than that, yeah, I think it's just the Grey Knights. And I think in lore, maybe the Death Watch have also used teleportation stuff. But I don't think that's teleportation built into the armor. It's using like stolen Necron tech or Eldar tech. And opening like a gateway that they walk through. We could have a smashed servo skull next to him. Like just next to his foot. That could be interesting. But yeah. Oh yeah, the thing about taking Terminators with Thunder Hammers and Storm Shields is that they've got an extra wound with Storm Shields, so they're not bad. But they only get 3 attacks each, and they only hit on 4s. So, and they're not better than Power Fists, really. They got like a 1 in 6 chance of them rolling to wound. They ignore your armor and invulnerable save. But otherwise, it's like a Power Fist gets 3 attacks that hits on 3s at Strength 8 AP -2. We also come with a ranged attack. It's like, what's the point to really taking Thunderhammer Terminators? Especially when Nick could take Chain Fist, which wound vehicles on 3s. Lightning Claws were not bad. They got 5 attacks each, but only damage 1. They struggled against like other Space Marines and Terminators and stuff. But with an extra attack, that changes things a lot. Because that means the damage potential of a Lightning Claw is the same as the damage potential of a Thunderhammer. In which 6 attacks at 1 damage each is equal to 3 attacks at 2 damage each in terms of if you want to kill Space Marines. In fact, it's better because you get overflow. Where if you were going against Terminators that have 3 wounds each, 1 attack will do 2 damage, your next attack does 2 damage. That 1 extra damage doesn't roll over, you just kill 1 model. Whereas with 6 attacks at 1 damage each, you can roll over your damage. Put this thing over here. There you go. Don't forget to like the stream. Oh no, put him. No, he's on the right base. He's on the right base. I thought to put him on the wrong base then. But here he is. He's got a little servo skull. He's got pointing with his chain fist. He's being a little bit unique, like compared to this guy. He's got a bionic eye in his right eye. He's got a bionic eye in his left eye. Oh, together they've got a 2 functioning eyes. If this was win mode, you'd steal his eye to put in him, or vice versa. Look, we'll take your left eye, put it in his head so he has 2 working eyes that aren't itchy. Then we'll take his itchy bionic eye, put it in your head, and then you'll have 2 bionic eyes, drastically increasing how good you are at shooting. You, though, never have to have the itchy trait again. I do wish there was an option not to put them on the stones, because when it's like that flat on the foot, it's really hard to get rid of the foot and the base. I just like to, I know, hard to detach the foot from the tactical rock. I want to do that just so he can change how he stood. Like, even putting him on a bigger tactical rock, really, they look very similar still. That's weak in Cyberpunk 2077. Everyone has bionic eyes. I could do with bionic. Wait, if everyone has bionic eyes, does that mean like the government's spying on every single thing you do? Even most poor homeless guy there would have Temu eyes with ads all the times, but still, oh no. Oh no, ads in your eyes. I got ads in my eyes. Big disgrace. Buying the premium goods all over the place, singing I will click you, yeah. Click you, yeah. Singing I will click another ad. Oh gosh, that's ridiculously dystopian, having adverts in your eyes. But I would say that sounds so unrealistic, except real tech billionaires, not naming a particular name known as Elon, have actually mentioned wanting to do that. It's like, what? You literally want to put neural chips in people's heads and like force them to watch adverts. Oh, and I've seen like not earphones, do you know those hearing aids that have adverts in them? And it's what? This is why the government is on the moon. The main theme of Cyberpunk is consumerism rather than government is bad. Rebecca got crushed. She died. No! Who's Rebecca? I do kind of like, you know, consumerism dystopians though, like in terms of just a very fun setting. But I kind of like the ones, you know, where they feel like, actually, yeah, that wouldn't be the worst place to live in. Like, there's a couple like that, do you know, that, like, very cyberpunk aesthetics, and I don't mean for video game, I mean what the video game is inspired by. But yeah, there's somewhere it's like, you know what? All of that consumerism everywhere. You got adverts, like you got adverts on billboards and buildings, but everyone sees a different advert. I think that's like cool. But then you like take off your glasses or whatever and you see different adverts again. One woman in Britain went on a psychotic break when she got a weird ad on a smart fridge saying, "We are sorry. We upset you, Carol." Oh no. Rebecca's a character in Cyberpunk. Oh, no spoilers. I kind of want to watch Cyberpunk for anime. I've not had a chance to. I've heard loads of music from it though. She fought her fridge whilst talking to her. Interesting that Edrunner's OST is just the game OST. It is. Ooh. With the exception of opening and ending. Ads in Bionic Eyes was a plot in a 90s comic called Metropolitan about journalists in a cyberpunk future. Ooh. Alien kind of has a few things like that. Do you know about Mega? For Alien series? Mega corporations and stuff. And Wall-E does as well. The game has an amazing OST. I kind of want to play the game now. I was kind of put off by the demos of the game because I really love cyberpunk. Like cyberpunk aesthetic especially, absolutely adore it. I adore a bunch of cyberpunk films and stuff as well. Was kind of put off by the actual demos of the game where I was like, ugh. I've seen like things of the game and like people playing it and was like, you know what, some parts of this game, I don't mind it too much. Definitely feels like it wants to be GTA but cyberpunk. At least that's kind of the vibes I got from the demo for it. Which wasn't really what I wanted from a cyberpunk game, to be honest. Why does this not want to fit in? You can also colour your car purple and green. I can colour my car purple and green. I can do that in Lego City. Undercover. Although that being said, if you're trying to compete with Lego City Undercover, you can't. It's the best game ever. It's just a losing battle. Okay, it's not the best game ever, but it is a surprisingly good game. It's a better percentage than GTA. The game has been very well polished since release. Yeah, its release was a bit kind of messy. And that just put like a nail in a coffin for me for it. It's fairly good immersive sim FPS and you can do lots of different stuff with your characters. If there's more to do, itemization and world realization is better rather than just a sandbox with some cutscenes and stuff sprinkled in. Ooh. I do really like that in games. The game is great now, they fixed a lot. I played for a long time before losing my D key and never had a huge bug happen. And also colour. Yeah, but the demo wasn't like buggy or anything when it first came out. Like the demo, I mean. Not the initial release. Because the initial... But the demo came out like years in advance. I was like a proof of concept, kind of. I remember being super excited for it, like leading up to the demo and stuff, because I'd been following the game. But when the demo came out, I was like, huh. Some people were really disappointed, some people were really excited. When the initial release being a buggy mess was a fine nail. There's also a plot point in Ghost in the Shell anime, yeah, where a hacker hides his independence in public by hacking everyone's eyes. Only a couple of homeless people with no implants see his face. Ooh, that sounds cool. Psycho-Pass is a really fun anime following, you know, this sort of dystopian concept. I believe you should try Cyberpunk, but I believe you will not like the intro because you're forced to be a friend with some... Oh my gosh, friends! No! That's so unrealistic. Who would have friends in Cyberpunk? Who would have friends? Just... I don't understand it. What is this word friends? Is it like enemies? Is it people you eat? Is it like is it one of those sounds mythological. That's what it is. It sounds like a mythological thing. Premium service. Also, Conjuror's habit of skipping over lore and dialogue will kill me because Cyberpunk has amazing lore and is very focused on its world. Look, all I know about Cyberpunk is it takes place in downtown Detroit in the year 2010. And literally half of the map is dedicated to a solar farm. And another to a nutrient farm. There's also an IQ test for streamers in character creation, where if you press on the genitalia button, it will show your character's genitalia. Oh no. I saw many people lose it. To be honest, I probably wouldn't fail in that one because I generally don't go into these games blind. I prefer to go into these games. Like, don't play the beginning of them just so that I know, like, if there's a streamer mode, if I need to change my settings and stuff like that. Because it's not fun to, like, go into a game and it to be broken. That being said, I imagine a lot of streamers do that sort of thing. But then they actually, you know, have the forethought to be like, this will be hilarious if I just pretend it's my first time playing and I press this button that does something bad. And it would be very embarrassing if you were to lose it on stream, yeah. Worm Farm, but it isn't Detroit, it's actually Bay Area, California City, independent of a falling US. The sequel they're working on will be a Detroit game, wrong though? Oh wait, is it seriously they're planning to go into Detroit? I only said Detroit because it's is it Detroit Become Human or something like that? Another dystopian sort of cyberpunk-ish future. Not quite cyberpunk, but still very similar in multiple ways. Yes, that is the David Cage game. Oh. It's a game I've heard of more than anything else. Thinking. Might steal the Power Fist from the captain. And like... It's a hand I can put there. But yes, if there's this hand over here. If I clip this piece off here. So I'm taking the hand of the Storm Shield for Chaplain. I'm just clipping off the Stormy Shield bits. I'm going to take this arm that's meant to have a Storm Bolter on it. Storm. I'm failing to magnetize the impulsor. Have you got a proper drill so you can drill into it so you can put your magnets inside the hole? Because that's the only way I know how to magnetize those things. Then oh yes, the holes are drilled. Yay, that's good. So at least you did the first step properly. The most important step. I'm just having trouble with some of the magnets bonding to the parts. My glue is either acting up, I don't have enough surface area. Best thing I would say is you have to wait a few minutes. Put your magnet in, wait a few minutes. And make sure you're definitely using super glue, aren't you? Not plastic glue. Like this sort of... Sounds silly, but a lot of people fail for this. Tell me, like this type of cement glue is only for plastic. You need this type of glue for resin and metal. E-file cyanoacrylate. Oh yes, I have both Loctite gel and liquid super glue. Okay. Yeah, you just have to wait a few minutes, and if it doesn't glue properly, get a bit of green stuff. If you have any green stuff, I find often just stick a bit of green stuff into what, make the hole wider, put a bit of green stuff down there, or like shorter. Then you can put some green, well, put some glue in, stuff your green stuff down, stuff your glue in, and your magnet. And the glue, the green stuff should give you the surface area you need for it to stick to. I imagine that we're going to lose Power Fists on the Terminator Ancient soon, but I'll be long dead before I recognise Missouri. I mean, before I stop putting Power Fists on my Terminator Ancients. There we go. It's like my captain has a Thunder Hammer and a Lightning Claw over here, even though that's a completely illegal loadout. He can't have either. But I don't care. It just represents a Stormbolt and a Power Fist. Simpsons reference. Just very tiny magnets, and the glue sponsor bits already have holes for the barrels, which is reducing surface area I can adhere to. The Impulsor has spawn. Oh yeah, I know that one. You can have either the grenades or the Stormbolters, can't you? Yeah, I'd definitely advise, sorry, getting some green stuff then. I like just taking the grenade launchers though. Can't use it in close combat though because it's a blast weapon, which cannot be used on an opponent engagement range of yourself or friendly unit. But still, I absolutely adore the grenade launchers. I also really like the missile version of it. You know, instead of going for the shield or whatever else it does. Let's go for... Let's steal a head from inside here. There's no heads inside there. There's a head. Don't want the bionic eye, just want a normal head. I don't want a normal head. I guess so. Oh, there's two bionic eyes in here. Interesting. Yeah. So cool. Let's move this over to... maybe not yet. Okay, into the goodie bag of shoulder pads. What do we take? Yeah, dome, missiles, anti-air gun, or comms away. Yeah, I love the missiles one, my favourite one. I can understand someone not wanting to use it, but it's the best one. Oh yeah, I also goodie bag of the forbidden cornflakes. No, we already got a book out today. What about this one? Oh, that looks cool. My local generals take dome because we love popping transports. The thing is, I don't think the dome offers that much more protection. Like, it gives you a 5+ invulnerable save, but when you have a 3+ armor save and cover is very common, the likelihood that the dome's ever going to come into action is quite low. You've got things like hammerheads and stuff like that, which might target it. Like AP, like if you get hit by an AP -3, but you have cover, which is very likely, you will still have a 5+ armor save. So the invulnerable save seems kind of pointless. The only times it's useful is AP -4, or if you can't get cover. And if you're playing with decent terrain, then the likelihood is you'll probably have cover 90% of the time. And secondly, cheap transports are there just to be cheap transports. If they get popped, that's fine. The other thing you can also do with armor saves is you can always just drop the armor of contempt on them to get your +1 armor save to. So if you get hit by a -4 weapon and you got cover, you can turn your 6+ armor save into a 5+, which is the exact same as a 5+ invulnerable. Mortal wounds and devastating wounds aren't saved by invulnerable saves. As a Chaos Space Marine player, I am particularly disgusting by this thing, having firing deck 6. In old rules, that would have been counted as open topped. And what open topped used to have is they had firing deck 6, the ability to charge from it if it moved. And it also came with the downsides of if it got hit by an enemy attack, it would, what would it do? When you were rolling on the table for how much damage you did, you would add 1 to the result because it's open top. Raiders and stuff had that as well. Vehicles that had that now are representative of lowered toughness or lowered armor save, or lower number of wounds. Hello, Archaon. Been almost a month. It has. I hope you've had a good time. Hope you've been having fun. Big hearts to you. We've made these 3 guys today so far. Which one? This one? And this one. Yeah. A chaplain with a tower head at his foot. And an orc skull. Yeah. A captain who's pointing the way. Although he's meant to represent a lieutenant in Terminator armor, to be honest. Or Castellan. Lieutenant. Why do I say lieutenant? Lieutenant. We're British. Use a British nomenclature. Yeah. Only 3 guys. Yeah, the characters. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Interesting what era was that? 4th, 5th? 4th, 5th, and I believe 6th at the very least. It might have changed with 7th or 8th. I think it might have been 8th when it changed over. But yeah, that's basically the addition. So rules for open topped and like vehicles and stuff where you had a damage table and they didn't have wounds, they instead had armor values. I think that was all the way up to 8. It might have changed to 7. I can't remember if it changed in 7th or not. Rules kind of merged in my head at that point. 8th and 9th were basically for 2 and miss. 7th was when I left the game. I know it changed heavily with 7th. I think 7th was the last edition of the traditional rules, which then transferred to Heresy, and Warhammer got its own different set of rules, 40k. That sounds vaguely familiar because my Arc trucks back in 6th never impressed me. Yeah, Arc trucks were great actually. Back in 6th because that's when they
Needs
introduced
more
tank
stabber
shot.
boys.
Need more Orc stabber boys. Hi, Erland. How you doing? Banana. Yes, banana. No, no, don't banana me. Don't banana me. Ah. But yeah, there's what happened back then? Orcs, Tyranids. Oh yeah, what Orcs could do is you take your truck, you'd give it red paint and a speed boost so it could go super fast. And then you'd give it a ram on the front. And then you just race it across the battlefield at an opponent's land raid or a monolith or something. And it would hit for... It was effectively like hitting them with a strength 15 hit. So you could just obliterate them. And then your truck would explode. And you don't care about your truck exploding. It's a cheap thing. And everything would explode and... Oh yeah, because it was open tops, it got +1, so there was a very large chance it would explode. And then, because you're exploding into the enemy's lines, it would just wipe out even more of the enemy's troops. Or whatever's on board the transport. I think that came in with 6. It was one of the most fun editions of 6. Or was that 5th? I can't remember. One of the two. There's no such thing as too many things. See how she's still talking while there's no banana at me. I'm not a stick. I was a hi crazy butt Nick. I know I play 5 Bloodthirsters. I'm glad Speed Freak says Kareen as a stratagem. I've never seen that stratagem. Cupcake is lucky she's not painting her Tyranids. They would eat her in seconds. I was painting them yesterday, but I felt super ill. So we never got that much done. Let's get our Thunderhammers done anyway today. Yep. Where's my things here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, sorry. 4, 5. 5. 6, 5. Okay, which one's a boss? This is a boss Terminator over here. He's the guy in charge of a squad. But let's first make our Homer. Our Homer. Homer Simpson, he's about to crash into a chestnut tree. Homer, Homer Simpson. There we go. I like to channel the Bad Moon like the goblins and play occasionally while... No, don't do that. That's bad for your house. You're not a goblin. Cupcake isn't permanent painting. Not today. I'll eventually paint Terminators once we've got all these 102 Terminators finally finished being built. Eventually. we'll have a project of painting 100... Why didn't I turn back to normal? For some reason it's broken. Just give me a moment. For some reason the command broke. User sprinkles. Oh, that's because Talan also did the boss banana, so it should be a banana twice in a row. There we go. One day it might happen. But we've built our lightning claw terminators, in which we currently have 20, because that's for what we decided to go for our cataphracti terminators. We built them as lightning claw ones. So is this the Crux Terminator set? No, it's a Crux Terminator set that we've got. I had 4 of the sets. I have 4 Crux Terminator. At the beginning of this project, we had 4 Crux Terminator sets. 3 normal squads of Terminators with Stormbolters. And 10... Oh, what's it called? 10 Cataphracti Terminators from the Age of Darkness box set. And 5 normal Terminators from the Imperial Fist Combat Patrol. For a total of 18, 72, 92, 102. Do you play a lot too? I don't get to play much. No. I'm also waiting for the Infinite Undefined to arrive. Ooh, I've heard that's good. Oh, that's a lot of Terminators. It is, and I already had at least 26 Terminators. There's a person with 24 blood crosses and 70 bloodletters. You know, that's still less Terminators than I have. And you're meant to have a lot of bloodletters and blood crushers. I wonder how they'll handle things like Terminators if they do Total War. Like, will they come in squads of 5? So, if you wanted like a full army of them, that would be at most 96 Terminators you could have in a single army. Would they put unit limits and stuff? Terminators should definitely have a unit limit on them if they do Dawn of War, not Dawn of War, if they do Total War Warhammer 40k. I have enough for 3 units of 6. Yeah! Wait, you have enough for 4 units of 6. At 24 blood crushers. By the way, Total War is about spamming the optimal solution. Is it? I mean, not always. Sometimes it's about spamming the easiest army to use. For instance, Lothar and Seagard, very easy to use. Sometimes about just stacking buffs. Sometimes about just making a doom stack of your favourite units. Even if it's not optimal at all. Total War, Shogun 1, Aquabusters and Monks were my jam. If you ever played Total War Rome, German Berserkers, they were insane. Bull Warriors for Spain or Iberia were also pretty good, but not as quite as good as Berserkers. Spartans were also insane for the Greeks. And what made them so insane for Berserkers, I believe, is that they had... So, old Total War games, most units only had 1 health each. So that basically meant if a model took damage, it died. Or it was captured. Berserkers, though, had... I think it was 3 wounds each or something like that. 3 damage points, 3 hit points, so they could get hit quite a lot. You're not good at maths, but you like taking risks. I mean, taking risks is what Warhammer's all about. But if they had, I think, an ability where they'd rage and they could do like loads of damage, but they could also heal in combat. And as a result, it was really hard to kill them because they had a really, really strong stat line. They had ridiculous morale. And they could take a lot of damage before you could finally bring just a single one down. And if you weren't bringing them down quickly enough, you just weren't going to bring them down. And they're very fast, and archers and stuff in Rome Total War weren't very good. I mean, they were good, but not like in Fantasy though, where like a single volley can absolutely decimate enemy units. And they were far worse at tracking the enemy. So if your enemy's running towards you and you're trying to get your archers to shoot at them, you're probably getting a lot of misses. Your archers are incredibly inaccurate. They were a lot more effective though because they had a lot more ammunition. They could also do massive damage to your enemy's morale from being hit by arrows, especially if you choose fire arrows. My opponent got upset because I keep making 4+ invulnerable saves. That's a weird thing to get upset about. A lot of things have 4+ invulnerables in the game. Although I guess if you're playing Tau, you don't have many 4+ invulnerables. Even your commanders don't get it immediately. You have to like buy something for them. And it takes up like a place of one of your weapons if you do so. I like to think that, like when it comes to Tau, one of the reasons they have such low toughness compared to normal Space Marines is, what's the reason? No, it's making a dumb amount of them. Oh, you were succeeding at a dumb amount of them. You know, 4+ saves is one of those really finicky ones, where because it's like a 50-50 save chance, there's a large chance that you're going to fail way too many of them. Or you're inevitably just going to pass like every single one. I was fighting Tau Crew Detachment thing. Honestly, that's probably one of the best lists for you to fight with a monster list, because they want to be closer to you than most Tau lists do. And they want to be more melee into you than most Tau lists would. Which is kind of what you want. But didn't you like lose Bellacar and a Bloodthirster quite early on? Which suggests that you weren't passing too many of them. Because that does sound like a very painful early loss to suffer. Yeah, 28-32 in the end. Definitely one of the better matchups for you against Tau. It took a full turn of shooting. Honestly, it should do. They are meant to be tanky units. They're what? Toughness 9, 10? I think it's toughness 10 for Bloodthirster. 4+ invulnerable, 2+ armor. Can't you stack feel no pain on them as well, potentially? 11, toughness 11, oh gosh. Yeah, and then you got like a whole load of wounds in the double digits of them. It's not taking a full turn of shooting to take them out. You've either got a hell of a lot of anti-tank, or you're very lucky. Like, what toughness are knights again? Bloodthirster 16 wounds, Bellicor 20 wounds. Yeah, so you're not got as many wounds as like a knight does. Aren't knights like toughness 11 or something? Bellicor is 20 wounds. He had 2 tanks and a fish tank. That is infamous. Yeah, for hammerhead tanks. But still, getting a one-shot kill on a field, like a big thing, is very difficult for even those tanks. Like, what's the damage on them? Yeah, the damage on a single one of those tanks isn't high enough to kill either of them, is it? Like, it's, like, for Hammerhead, doesn't it get, like, 1 attack? Hits on, or is it D3 attacks, actually? It might be D3. And it gets D6 plus like 6 damage or something. I can't remember. I'm not very attuned to Tau in terms of like knowing the stats off the top of my head. Bellicor is 20, thought he was older than that. No, he's 20 wounds. He's at least 7. He's at least this many years old. How many? You didn't lift up your hands. Yes, exactly. This many. Darn it. Yeah, knights are like 28 wounds though, but between the two models you got 36 wounds there to deal with. At toughness 11, 2+ armor saves, 4+ invulnerables. They have to be a hard thing to deal with. Otherwise, like, how many points are they? They're like 400 points each or something stupid, aren't they? They're not cheap models. Bellicor's 375, yeah. Considering a Land Raider is toughness 13 with a 2+ armor save, and a ridiculous number of wounds, and is only 220 points, I would expect it would take a lot of shooting. In addition, looking at your opponent's list, they had a lot of Crutox. Or at least so what we saw on the table, they had a lot of Crutox, they had the Lone Spear, they had a big old battle suit. Was it the Ghost Keel? It looked like the Ghost Keel. They're not the most damagey output compared to the Riptide. So I'd expect it to take quite a lot to get rid of them. And to lose both of those models in the early game is going to be a big hit to you, because that's like, between the two of them, that's like over a quarter of your army at 2,000 points. like a third of it even. It wasn't the melee one. I think it was the Riptide. No, there's no melee battle suit. The Ghost Keel is the one that has the... it's the stealth one. The Riptide is the one with all the big guns on it. I mean, I do not. I don't know exactly what your opponent was using as, but I think it was a Ghost Keel for the pictures. Okay, where's the heads? Here's the heads. I got some special Terminator heads here. Here's a stealth one, which took for my skull cannons of that side. Yep. It would do that. They got less damage output than the Riptide, but they can still be very high damaging. And especially with the fact that they can just appear from nowhere and just absolutely destroy everything in their path. I say absolutely destroy. They can appear from on the side. You can't really do much about them. The skull cannons are really good for the points, yeah. Because they're quite shooty. They can be quite damaging in shooting phase, but they also can be very good in melee. Oh, darn it. This entire model is just falling to pieces. I'm trying to put it together. No! You darn model. There we go. I want him like that, like he's about whacking the head. Yeah, D6 plus 2 hits and 3, strength 9, and AP -1, damage 2 with blast. Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good unit on the shooting. They definitely did the best choice throwing the Ghost Keel at your skull cannons though. Because your skull cannons want to be shooting stuff and they can't shoot at the Ghost Keel because of its lone operative and then its stealth. And the Ghost Keel is tough enough that if they get into melee with it, they'll struggle to melee it to death. And even if they can shoot at it, strength 9 isn't doing a hell of a lot against a Ghost Keel. I mean, it can do a hell of a lot, it's just... It's going to have a much harder time than, like, your Bloodthirsters against a Ghost Keel. Bloodthirster could kill a Ghost Keel with basically no problem. Skull Cannons, on the other hand, definitely need a bit of help. Toughness 9, 9 wounds, 4+4+4+. Yeah. Surprised the toughness 9, although they are quite big models, so it makes sense. Do they have the vehicle or monster keyword? Toughness 9 and 4 pluses or higher. Oh, that's cool. Vehicle keyword. Yeah. So that is a bit of a weakness there. But It definitely seems that throwing the ghost kill there was the best choice for them. The skull cannons are like the worst or best fighting blocks of infantry and tough units, but not quite big vehicles and stuff like that. You're excited for Crusade? Ooh. There we go. Don't forget to like the stream, people. Every like on this stream is another Thunderhammer for the 40,000 Warhammers. There we go. I do kind of think sometimes that like some of these just normal Terminators end up looking a bit cooler than the characters. Like, they both got capes. He's got a big old Thunderhammer though. He's got a shovel. Oh gosh. I've never played a Crusade, but Crusade sound very fun to do. What are we doing? I need to be careful. I keep reverting to my normal way of speaking, which is not good for my throat right now. There we go. Last time I only won one game, but my faction got second place. That's cool. I mean, winning only one game's not the most fun. How do they do that thing then? Like, is it based on I'm an Armageddon one. I'm having more fun if it wasn't. I'd be having more fun if it wasn't getting completely destroyed. I should play more normal matches before doing this sort of thing. Oh. So do they calculate like points and stuff, like who came overall based on like how many objective points you scored throughout the game? Or like the objective differences? Because it is possible to win a game and not even have that many objective points scored. So if you keep winning games but don't score that many objective points throughout them, then you could actually come in like quite low overall. If the opponents are mostly getting a lot of objectives in their other games. Yeah, it's based on SAP points you get in games and spent on as a faction of a map of a Crusade. Oh. The Armageddon for Crusade is broken up into 4 phases. Each phase your faction has a strategic objective that is different from just win the match, and that's how you score campaign points. Oh, that's cool. I read the Leviathan Crusade when I first got the rulebook and stuff, but that's about it. You can lose and still do your objectives, like you pick 2 agendas if you're attacker or defender based on your faction. Ooh. That, like my objectives. This phase is desecrate this faction. In phase 3, in losing the end, I have to end each game with units in 3 corners. Oh. That actually is really fun. Like losing the battle, but to get a strategic victory. That's like very realistic. Like, what do you mean it's realistic? It's realistic is what it is. Yeah, in real life you'd often find Oh, what's the word? When you often go into battles, you'll often have like objectives you want to complete, like destroying the enemy communications or logistics hubs. So technically the enemy might still win. They might push you out to the territory or whatever. But because you succeed in destroying the enemy's logistic hub, it was still a strategic victory for you. Or just forcing your opponent to respond effectively. Your enemy to have to deploy troops to this area. Does the forbidden glue smell good? No, it doesn't smell good. It smells terrible. And you shouldn't be smelling it. Oh, so hi, Evan. Or Evan, rather. We've made homeworld adjustments to some things because the Armageddon book has some rough spots, particularly around its warp counter mechanic. Oh. iCampaign had a weird rule for deployment too. Like at 1k, you would have 3 choices of breaking up your list, so you had Squad A always on the table, and 3 more choices, but only 2 of them deploy. Oh. Not sure if I like the idea or not. It's not the worst idea I've heard of, but... You know, points are broken up for different choices. Oh, it makes a list building weird. I guess one of the things about that is it prevents you from, you know, making super annoying lists. Although from what I've heard, there were still some super annoying lists. Oh gosh, I just dropped that tiny little piece that I needed. Okay, where did it go? Is it there? No, that wasn't it. Okay, gonna have to put this stuff that... Oops. Where'd it go, tiny piece? I don't know what's it. Tiny piece. Tiny piece. I'm sitting for you. Tiny piece. Are you here? Are you happy? Because you're a tiny piece. There's a thing that hangs off the hip that I dropped. Okay, where's my phone? Phone. Shine a light. Torch. Yeah, torch. That should help. Find the plastic. Find the plastic, Mr. Torchy. Torch. Torch, 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 torch. I'm sorry. Why? I thought it would... Oh wait, is that it? No. It's just a bit of carpet. Torch. Okay. Under the computer. It's definitely not under the computer. On the chair? No. Under the chair? No. Oh no. Yeah, but yeah, someone still had a monolith on the table for his first... or his only detachment. This happened when I first started building and I lost a leg to a bloodletter. And it became my Union champion, Stumpy. Oh no. I can usually find most pieces, it's just the tiniest pieces. Like it's, do you see that thing with the purity seal on? Just there, it's fat, but without the purity seal to make it even bigger. Why did I choose to have like a very light blue carpet that's super, super thick? Okay, maybe I'm not going to find it. Oh my gosh, the front grill of my computer's dusty. I looked for like you looked for like 2 hours. I mean, thankfully it shouldn't be able to bounce though. Wait, is that it? No, that's just a bit of carpet fluff. Or so you'd think, because it's like on a very soft carpet, so it should just like drop to the floor and then just stay there. Wait, did it end up in my glove? I feel something there. No, that's just like a sharp bit of metal. Okay, never mind, I'm just getting bits of metal in my palms. Doom. Doom. Okay, under the bin. No, it didn't end up under the bin. It was in the bin, I'm never fine. Okay. Well, there are spare little bits of them, so it should be fine. It should be fine. So just let it go. Oh no, never mind, I found it. I was just standing up there. I was getting back on my chair and it's like, oh, I think it got stuck under a chair wheel, so every time I moved my chair it was just moving it further back. It was just that tiny bit there. Well, that's what I said, and for the bloodletter box they didn't have extra legs, just arms. Use one of the arms! Hardwood floor, there we go. Thankfully, most of the pieces don't have anywhere to go. It's annoying for when I drop the tiny magnets. Because it's scary having my computer nearby. I don't have my computer on my desk. I have it like in this cot that's on the floor. So it's not directly on the floor, instead it's got like these stands keeping it raised. What's the most annoying model you've built? Well, there was the Necron model, the Geomancer. That was not a fun model to build. But quite frankly, old metal models like the Lictor, the Talos Pain Engine, and the Zoanthrope. The Zoanthrope wasn't a pain to build. As far as metal models went, it went together very easily. The main thing about the old Zoanthrope models is that it had like this tiny little raised bit from the base where it stuck in. And then the tail went on top of that, and you had like this very tiny little piece. Those two bits weren't stuck together. That was like one molded piece. But because it was metal and it was thin and it's a very top heavy model, like that head is just thick, solid metal. And it's on, I think it was on like this base, size base, 40mm. And it's like this big of a model with a head like that big. It falls over a lot. So it broke quite often. But what made it super annoying is when that part snapped, and it was very likely to snap because of just how it was weighted. That was not fun. And then putting it back together after that snap, you're just not doing it. Super glue is just not going to have enough code power to keep that heavy bit of metal connected at such a small connection point. Lictor fees. My most annoying model was a Lord of Rings elephant. The instructions pictures sucked and just skipped a step. And I did too, because I was so mad. I had to bail for now. Okay, bye-bye. Thanks for staying with us as long as you did. Big love hearts to you. Come up, though. Hope you have a good rest of your day. But I had the old Lord of Rings elephants. But to be honest, that was back in the old days of Warhammer. Like the Stomper and stuff. But those weren't just hard to build models or whatever with bad instructions. No, that's just how most of the models were. Most models back then didn't have great instructions. They all kind of sucked. Okay, where's one of these heads? There's a head. Do not recommend. My other worst model was the Cinchen Screamers. Oh, I want to get some Cinchen Screamers because I think they look super cool. The fin on the last model I built just slid under my thumbnail. Oof, that does not sound fun. Thankfully I wear these gloves. That actually gives me a lot of protection for my nails. I don't know what I should be doing. I should be like mixing and matching up what hands are put on. But it's fine for now for these two. Well, that sounds very painful. Oh, I remember the Krieg horses were not fun to put together because of the way that the ears would come from. And trying to get the ears attached to the head was horrible. Like, out of all the new models I've made, those are probably, I say new models, like the more modern builds, that was probably one of the most annoying. That looks better. Only been playing since 2014, maybe 15. Okay, so you've been playing a long time. I think the thing with like me when I built... Actually, no, I might have gotten a mummy kill because I think I was getting into Lord of the Rings back then. But then like the only people that played all kind of moved at the same time. So... Because I remember having an Easterlings army. It wasn't a great Easterlings army, but I remember wanting a mummy kill for it. But I think I might have built the mummy kill for my arts to convert it into a squigger, so I didn't really care too much about the instructions. But to be honest, I always build my models ignoring the instructions when I can. Like, I don't think I've ever looked at the instructions for the assault terminators. Not that you need them, you just follow the numbers. Mine was so I could use a Chaos Mammoth in Legends with an... Oh, yeah! I think actually that might have been what I wanted it for as well. Because the Chaos War Mammoth was really cool. And I could never afford the Forge Road model. Oh gosh, this is just being annoying. a big dumb monster fan too. You do seem to like your big units. Don't sniff the glues. There we go. Oh, yeah, he's looking cool. But he also wants one of the cool shoulder pads. Oh yeah, what was the new detachment today? It was Emperor's Children yesterday or something, wasn't it? Must have been the loyalists with that name. Yeah, Emperor's Children, definitely loyalists. Like it was for a list for Fulgrim. I want to look now. I want to look. What was the list yesterday? Today, sorry. Ooh, new free animation vignette. Of the Imperator, his angels. Ooh. Eva of Ruin Special Edition update. What's this? What? That's so cool looking. For Horus Heresy's Special Edition of a Black Library's Eva of Ruin is being made available. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. It'll be available Christmas Eve. As a guaranteed stock run. Oh, so that means if there's no limited stock, as long as you buy it within the time frame, you can get it. Oh, that's so cool. Oh yeah, it was Space Wolves today that got a new detachment. Yeah. What was the new Space Wolf detachment? Saga of the Great Wolf. That's page 4. Start to the command phase, you can select one of the hunting packs listed below. Under the start to your next command phase, that hunting pack is active. Ooh. You can only select each one. So that's basically similar to this Space Marine. Gladius or something like that. This unit can reroll advanced rolls and charge rolls. Each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack, add 1 to the hit roll. Each time this model is selected to fight, select either lethal hits or sustained hits. For end phase, weapons have that ability. Once per battle, when selecting a hunting pack for Masters of the Wolves detachment, if Logan Grimnar model from your army is on the battlefield, you can select a hunting pack you've already selected this battle. Oh, so this is... Yeah, so this is similar to what other chapters have had recently, where they get a detachment that's for a specific character. And it's basically an already existing detachment with slight modifications. Okay, that's really cool. And that's for like Terminators, Rapid Ingress and Heroic Intervention for 0 CP. Wolf Priest, at the start to a fight phase, you can select one enemy unit within 6 inches of a bearer. Take battle shock, subtracting 1. After both players have deployed, select up to 3 Adeptus or start 2 units from your army and redeploy them. Regardless of how many units are in strategic reserve, yeah. The Wolfguard battle leader gets Lance and all models in that unit. That's cool. For the entire unit getting Lance. My friend might use that if he'd play Wolves again. It seems like a pretty cool list for Wolves. Oh, chapter proof got updated. How did it get changed? Oh, determined missions got changed. Designer notes down here. For this reason, we have not included the asymmetric war cards and the twist cards off of challenger cards. Okay. Set aside for secondary mission cards as normal. Players will receive these later. You can score victory points by achieving secondary missions described later. Twist. Oh, so this is just a minor update. Okay, that's fair. Nerf. This was pre-nerf too. If I played Horus Heresy, I would want to play Night Lords, but at the last event my friend ran, they were almost all Chaos sides except one. Oof. I mean, to be honest, I mean, it's kind of a lot accurate that the Chaos will be fighting one another. Lol, I had a lot accurate experience one game when Lionel Johnson decided to walk through 2 Bloodthirsters and Scarbrand. That was pre-nerf too. Oh gosh. Yeah, I mean, Lionel Johnson will do that to you. I actually don't know Lionel Johnson's stats. I know Angron, though, is kind of surprisingly pushovery from my experience with him. Like, he was cool, just not amazingly so. Because like my Marshal just one-shot him. I say one-shot him. My Marshal and his units of aggressors just destroyed Angron in a single turn of combat. On it. And they literally walked through a bunch of Khorne Berserkers to do so. And by literally walked through, it's because we have a stratagem we can just walk through an enemy to reach the other side, or charge past an enemy to reach a different enemy. It's really cool stratagem. That's why Angron is so angry. Because he's supposed to die and come back. Yeah, they never had a chance to bring him back, to be quite frank. It did not go well for the World Eaters. It was just dominated them with shooting. Because my Black Templars are surprisingly shooty focused. But then when it came to melee, my units were just better. Also, it helped that I managed to position in a way that I could get charges off. They did try stopping me charging Angron by putting the Berserkers in the way. And it didn't help that I shot at the Berserkers forgetting that they could Red Rage. So they Red Raged past Angron to me. And I'm like, you know what? I just continue shooting them. Shot a bunch of them with my Land Raider Crusader. Then stratagemed past the surviving ones into... Oh yeah, my aggressors also shot into them. Destroying a lot of them. But the surviving ones, we just stratagemed right past to hit Angron. And he didn't even get a chance to attack. And then we just... Yeah, because it didn't go well for them. They tried bringing like a Juggernaut with a bunch of Berserkers as well round the other side, and they got... What went up against them? They had some... Oh, what's it called? 8-pound of it as well. The Land Raider got... Oh no, they had a Demon Prince that got killed very early on by the Repulsor Executioner. And the 20 squad got... Oh, shot up by my Stern Guard. Yeah, by the time they finally reached the Stern Guard, they realised that, oh yeah, Stern Guard aren't actually bad in melee. It's like, yep, Stern Guard are pretty tough units to take on. The Land Raider then with the Exalted 8-bound got... The Exalted 8-bound didn't reach melee. And the aggressors managed to take the objective on the left side, which was then followed up by a repulsor. And some Stern Guard. Oh yeah, and then the Sword Buffin just absolutely tore through the 8-bound. So yeah, it did not go well for them. On the back line, I dropped in my terminators, taking their main objective from a bunch of their... Oh, what do they call them? Their cultists. Jackals, that's the one. They tried dropping in their own terminators, but that didn't go very well for them. Because we were fighting against Stern Guard. And the Stern Guard turned around. Sounds like a normal Khorne experience. They actually didn't get Overwatch. It's just as they're trying to reach us, they just got shot to pieces. And then when they got close enough, you know, where they could start charging us next turn, I just moved in to charge them. It's like, yeah, my Stern Guard are actually very good in melee. It was mostly a strategic victory, and my positioning was just so much better than theirs. And then they were winning things out in the open as they were distracted. They needed to focus down like different units more. They overestimated how well their units could do against me. They thought Stern Guard would suck in melee. It's a world, charge or get charged. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, we don't really have much Overwatch potential, because if we're Overwatching, we're hitting on 6s for the most part. But if we're shooting at the closest unit, we get a bunch of bonuses. Oh, and that's the other thing, is because I'm playing Black Templar, we get a bunch of bonuses in melee. I used the one where I get +1 to wound effectively. For all of my infantry units. Oh yeah, that's it. The Ballista's Dread absolutely tore apart many of the other stuff. But because they suffered, like, the Demon Prince died very early on, they just flew it out into the open. Well, not quite into the open. They flew it into a position where I could then move my Executioner to take it out. Angron moved up, but got attacked. It did not go well. I love my Blood Legion ability. My opponents forget it all the time, and I move within 6 inches of me, and I roll a d6 to move a unit that can end in combat. Yeah! And then you get to go first, because it's your opponent's turn. Yeah. It was a very silly battle. That's a completely wrong knee pad. Why am I using that knee pad? There we go. I done this 3 times to units they wanted a half charge buff with. World Eaters are pretty cool. I do think World Eaters are a bit weird right now. I feel like they're better shooting than they are in melee. Like, between the fact that they have rapid fire Godhammer Lass cannons, the Forge Fiend being as cheap as it is, and the Forge Fiend is basically like a giant demon engine that's just got 3 giant plasma guns on it. Plasma cannons, rather. Very effective ones too. Like really, really strong. Zoom. Nothing beats the feeling too of moving a unit of blood crushers up the map at 10+3 advance and spend a CP to charge 14 inches. That sounds fun. I've heard the demons are like really strong at the moment. I thought of superpowers that would make soldiers more effective, and super strength was rather short-sighted. Flying and teleporting vastly makes a person more capable. Yeah, unless super strength comes with super durability. Super durability is very useful. Like having a person that can just, you know, walk across the battlefield as a moving tank or shield is pretty cool. Super speed was strong. It depends how fast super speed is and if it comes with super reactions. If you've got super speed but you don't have super durability and you don't have super reaction speed, then you're most likely to just die in a crash. Or if you can move so quickly that you rip yourself apart with friction. Yeah. Flying is probably the most effective one if you can do well-controlled flights and stuff. Super speed seems overpowered, but only if it comes with a bunch of other stuff, like you're immune to the friction of super speed, you are doing other negative effects of friction, you are at least you're otherwise tough enough to survive moving at super speed, in which case that's already a very useful superpower. And you've got an incredible reaction time, in which case, once again, incredibly useful superpower.
I'm just thinking of superpowers would still use guns like Overwatch. They would be used alongside the science of guns.
Yeah, but but that's still the thing, is like, why would super speed be super effective if you've got guns? Like, if you've got guns, you've got cars, you've got tanks, you've got vehicles. It's, unless you can move so quickly you can dodge bullets, in which case your superpower is pretty much super reaction time, in addition to super speed. But otherwise it's like, yeah, you need to get this person to go to one battlefield. It's like, you got helicopters, you got planes, you've got tanks, you've got cars, you've got all sorts of things to help them get there. And appropriately, most of these things are pretty well armoured. Better armoured than your person with super speed is. I think the teleporting and flying is definitely much more useful. Especially the teleporting one, assuming you're not dying every single time you teleport. Telekinesis with guns would be incredibly effective. Like, just steal the pins on somebody's grenades. Or just like throw a grenade around a corner and then pull the pin. Or just immediately make the fuse explode. Burn out or something.
Giving my super soldier with super strength a heavy gun to make use of his power. Epic.
Yeah, that's a bit like, what's it called, Heavy from Team Fortress. My superpower is disobeying orders and drunk driving the tank. That just makes you Slavic. I'm joking. Oh no. Oh no. Although that's actually... I first heard that joke from... What's it called? Oh, what was it? Yeah, basically Slavic soldiers. They'd like to joke about lots about drink driving tanks and stuff. And the APCs. And I say joke, some of them just straight up do it. It's crazy. It's crazy over that. They have been getting better in various countries like Romania though. Oh, what's it called? Estonia? Is that the name? I forget the names. Lithuania. Ogons are my favourite super soldiers. Also, I'm allowed to say that to Talangos is Romanian. But also ballistic bulletproof skin and medicine auto-injectors. Yeah, that's what you need. In Cyberpunk, the super soldiers have mobility implants like super jump and silent running. That would be useful. Wouldn't be the super most useful. Because people do overestimate just how useful, do you know, I say how useful infantry are. Infantry are incredibly useful. Never underestimate your infantry. They're your most valuable assets. But in real life, people overestimate how useful it would actually be to, you know, have like a super soldier or whatever. Like, yeah, you can be jumping around and moving relatively quickly, but you realise you're still probably going to get shot. But that's where the bulletproof skin and the medicine auto-injectors come into action. But then you'll just be having more powerful guns. One of the things that already exists is there was a breed of rifles that was stopped. Like, they're originally going to replace the M16. And this was years and years ago. But they were incredibly powerful. Like, they could tear through things. Most bulletproof jackets and stuff wouldn't be useful against them, but they decided to stop it because they're heavy. They weren't as practical, they're a bit harder to upkeep. And there was just no use for them. Most of the enemies we're going to go against just didn't have good enough armor. We have recently decided to switch over to a newer type of standard weapon though. That hits a lot harder again, but it's not quite as powerful as the old one. But people have been questioning it since, again, most of our enemies are probably not going to be super well armored. Can I have Angwan's nails while we're at it? No, no! Ogons are your favourite super soldiers. Yeah, Ogons are cute. Don't forget the cool glow lights and military grade sand Efestion. I have no idea what that is. But you don't want glow lights in your military gear. You want to be stealthy. No, don't be attaching glow lights. In Cyberpunk, a Sandefston is a thing they implant inside instead of your spine. That implant in your spine that injects adrenaline into your nerves to hyper your reaction time, practically slow down time. Honestly, that sounds like it would kill you after about 30 seconds. No, the glow lights are too cool not to install. It's a bit like those people where, like the Terminators without the helmets. It's like, I'm not wearing my helmet. It's not cool. Gets headshot. Worth it. Worth. Well, actually, it won't be going worth. You're wearing... Trying to say worth. Did you see the remake of Judge Dredd? I did not. I've not seen any of the Judge Dredd stuff. I think I saw some of the Judge Dredd when I was very young. Like, too young to watch it. And that had what's-his-face in, didn't it? Carl Urban? Is that his name? He played Doc in the films, Star Trek films. The Doctor. And he played Behold My Stuff guy in Thor Ragnarok. And he also played that Rohirrim guy in Lord of the Rings. My mother likes Carl Urban. Carl Urban's cool though. No, it totally would flatline you, hence you install more implants to be able to use it. Oh no. To be honest, I do kind of like that stupid stuff. Like, oh, what's this? Is it... Oh, Deus Ex Machina or something like that? For God of the Machine. There's a game like that where you have all those stupid implants as well. And actually, no. I know I've never played the game. I kind of want to. Even though some of what I hear about the game just makes it sound extremely annoying. So I won't give the spoilers. Sandy is quite versatile in a way. Maybe Cupcake can paint all the Terminators. No! No! You can't make me paint. Look, if you injected me with something like that, I'll do literally everything but painting my models. I do kind of want to talk to my doctors though, about like seeing a psychologist or something to see. It's like, you know, I've always had this difficulty paying attention to stuff. I might have ADHD. It's like, well, you did incredibly well in school to have ADHD. It's like, yeah, I'm a genius. I've got an IQ of like 160. Obviously I do. Obviously I did well. I never memorized anything because I could just calculate things. That's why I focused on maths and science. It's like, timetables? Nah, I'm just going to actually learn it. Sorry. Expect me to memorize something? No thanks. Spelling? Now that's difficult because that's harder to, you know, just calculate how things are meant to be. Algebra formulas? Nah, I can work them out. I can figure out the correct formulas and stuff. It's like I was looking at this thing the other day, and I say the other day, it was actually today. It was meant to be this thing of like, find the pattern. The pattern really was just each letter in the name was a number. Like first, like this person's name has a bank card. These are the first numbers in it. What's the last four numbers? I just figured out a numerical pattern in it. But in fact, the numerical pattern was just completely coincidental and wasn't meant to be what you were focusing on. But obviously that's what I saw. It's like, yeah. Oh, hey, me too, except math. Oh, she would use a Sandverstein to procrastinate faster, yeah. I often do wonder, it's like, maybe I do have ADHD or something, because I always sucked at studying. But I never needed to study that much until I got, like, really late into school. And then it's like, oh, yeah, now I actually need to memorize formulas and stuff. I mean, thankfully, a lot of formulas, like, into A-level and stuff, like, you have to memorize. It doesn't really matter too much. Because you only need to memorize, like, a handful of them. And then the rest of them, you can just work out what the formula's meant to be. But yeah, I really struggled with that type of thing. And then at university, it's like, your coursework is perfect, but why do you struggle in the exams? It's like, well, in the exams, I'm not allowed to look at my notes that have the formula in them. It's like, that's the one thing I struggle with, memorization. There we go. Oh, I have a terrible memory, to be honest. Oh my goodness. I brute force a puzzle the other day in SH2 before getting the right answer. I only had one number and it worked out. Oh, I like the puzzle that's in Dishonored 2. You can complete the puzzle just by working it out yourself. Or you can complete the puzzle by finding the answer, like getting someone to give you the answer. It's a fun little puzzle and it's randomized how it is, so you can't just memorize one answer and it will work every time you play the game. No, each time you play the game it's got a different answer. It's a really fun puzzle, like, if you've had a while since you last played the game, so you can't remember exactly how the thing works. It's like, yeah. Oh. I do kind of like that in video games, do it? It's like, hey, here's a puzzle. There's two ways to work it out. Either you work it out yourself, which is not really that hard, it's just a brain teaser. Or You can just complete a mission to get the answer. Every puzzle in every game should work like that. Conjuror likes good game design. Amazing. Yeah, but that's just how rare good game design is. Also, it's a nice puzzle. It's like, it's not a super easy one because I do know some... So, I mean, I say it's not a super easy. It's kind of easy if I'm entirely honest. But I know some people have struggled with it, so... It's a nice little brain teaser. Oh, gosh. This one is kill 3 cougars with only 1 melee weapon, so a knife. I'm playing Red Dead and having a bad time, lol. Trying to do ambient challenges. Oh no. Kill 3... Oh no, kit with only melee weapons, not only 1 melee weapon. Cupcake would be a slow Uma. I would never be a slow Uma. I'd be the fastest Uma Musume. Oh no, I don't think all puzzles are so simple that it confuses you into thinking they're super hard. Are they as simple as the Skyrim puzzles? Because my goodness, those are terrible puzzles. Like you're saying, Cupcake likes good game design. It's like, you realise one of my favourite games is Skyrim. And that's the one thing I've always craved in Skyrim. It's like, give us good puzzles, please, Bethesda, please. Not that simple, come on. Is Elden Ring actually good? I've seen it in edits looking at streams. I've heard it's very good. But it won't be for everybody. Some games that some people find super enjoyable are very boring. Like, I like Euro Truck Simulator. Oh, we should play that on first stream again. But equally, it's also a very boring game. Well, that's designed to be kind of boring, but boring in a way that, you know, it's nice. It's just a nice little simulator. Conjuror will play Elden Ring if this stream gets 30 likes. No, I won't. Every like on this stream is another day I will avoid playing Elden Ring. Least like stream in history. You don't want me playing Elden Ring. I tried playing Dark Souls 3 and it was described as literal torture to watch. And since then I was like, yeah, I'll never play a Dark Souls-like game again. Ah yes, the Fallout puzzles, looking around a room until you find the thing. Oh no. And I never want to step into a Draugr cave again. Oh, it was. I was there when it happened. So mean. I should add a compass to Fallout New Vegas' HUD. There's puzzles in Fallout. I don't remember any puzzles in Fallout. Shield up. Dogs are barking again. He's got his shield up. Yeah. Every fault is a puzzle with a terrible map system. It is? I mean, I guess the mole that, you know, vaccine puzzle in Fallout 4 kind of is. It's not really a puzzle. It's just you're given a problem. It's a vaccine. Not everyone can have it. What do you do? What do you do, Duncan Sailor? What do you do, Duncan Sailor? You don't remember anything in New Vegas because you skipped every dialogue. Look, if a dialogue was important, they'll make it unskippable and untalkovable. All I remember in New Vegas is there's this guy called Chandler, and he talks about potatoes or something. I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. At the start of the game. And then you find some cute red scorpions to pet. You beat up Stinky Pete. You hunt down every single powder ganger there is. Because it's your turf and fair on it. Taking your turf back, that's what it's called. And then you meet this nice robot called Benny, I think it's called. And Benny will help you take over the entire wasteland. Also, you can get a giant laser from a man named Mr. Stupid Pants. And it will just shine down upon you and like destroy your foes. Very cool. Oh yeah, there's also a part of the game where you need to drink like an entire lake dry. That's a really weird part of the game. Why did they even include that? Talan, do you know why I've included the part where you have to drink an entire lake dry? That's such a weird part of the game. You got to the end of the game. She almost finished the game. I did almost finish the game. And then you told me to do the DLCs, and I got through like one part of the DLC. And that was it. We stopped there. Oh yeah, and there's Jehovah's Legion or something like that. And there's this guy who asks you to blow his brains out. And then once you do, they reward you by giving you a bunch of other people to blow up their heads off. And it's really fun. Like, he asks you to do that. He's like, there's something in my head, can you get rid of it? I'm like, okay, shotgun time. And then they give you oh, well, they did send some dogs. I don't know why they forced you to kill the doggy dogs. That was sad. I'm only 5% into New Vegas. I don't know where to go. The map sucks. I hate it. Just follow your objectives. To be honest, in New Vegas, what they wanted to really do is they wanted to basically just follow the main road south. Just follow it down to a major city. They'll send you across the road to a destroyed town that was destroyed by the Legion. And you just continue following the road around. You get to a place where there's a big old dinosaur. You then get to a place where there's a big old motorway that's suspended. I say suspended, that's like on a bridge and stuff. And there's a few farms, there's a scrapyard you go past, and then you get to a main city. And that's where the story really picks up, once you get to a main city. The map is the best part. I meant the map, not the map. Yeah, the map you use in game, it's not the best one, but honestly you don't really need to use the map in game too much other than to fast travel. Like, you don't really need to use it to get from point A to point B. I mean, unless you want to do mountain goating like I do. You can fast travel. Yeah, if you open up the map and you select a place you want to go to that you've already visited, it will just give you an option to teleport there. Like, just click on a place you've already visited and you can fast travel. You can't fast travel to places you've not visited. But as I said, you just follow the main road around. Just get your... You use the maps effectively just to get a basic bearing of where's north and south and stuff. And I think there's like a literal arrow for you, so it shows you which way you should going. It's been a while since I last played or even watched a stream of New Vegas, so... Unless you picked hardcore mode. Yeah, if you picked hardcore mode, you might not be able to fast travel. I do not advise picking hardcore mode for your first playthrough though. Yeah. I did enjoy New Vegas. The one thing about New Vegas I don't really like is the games. It's just so old now. It feels like... It feels terrible to play, to be quite frankly. It's just a mess. It's an entire just mess. Feels very clunky to play. Not very stable. Definitely feeling its age. The story, pretty fun. Much of the missions, pretty fun. Voice acting, quite nice. Lots of cool things to do. Just wish the gameplay was less clunky. That being said, we played Oblivion and then we like did 1 or 2 streams on it and we never went back to it. And I was actually enjoying the Oblivion remaster. Not even sure why we didn't even go back to it. New Vegas, whoa, really? Yeah, we played New Vegas ages ago. It's like one of the first major Let's Plays we did on the channel. I even had a few videos on it. There's an amazing mod that combines New Vegas and Fallout 3. Ooh, I do want to play Fallout 3. Because some of my favourite, like I knew a lot about Fallout. I say I knew a lot. I knew a decent amount about Fallout before I first played it. But most of that actually came from Fallout 3. Because I couldn't afford the games and stuff growing up for them. I never even saw the games on sale. Hello! I train rainbows. No, I eat rainbows. I eat rainbows. Hello! Termies, yeah! If I had the skills, you were not doing any quests in Oblivion. The 2 streams you're running about to a mountain and being a nuisance in the city. No, I did do the quest. I saved the city. You know, the city of Brum, or whatever it's called. And then we ended up capturing a castle. And we got Sean Bean to his the Blades quest. We did a bunch of other quests. And we got like a boathouse as well. And we also had some weird quest where we're like having to hunt Atronachs or something for it. There's also some frolic in the forage and finding the mage guild. Oh yeah, we did find the mage guild. Oh, did we find a mage guild in the end? Oh no, yeah, we did. Because we teleported to the maid guild, and then I was like, how do I get back home? Because there's no teleport to get back to that big old tower. But we got 8 terminators built today. Yeah! Okay, that's where I think we'll have to leave it for today. I've not got all the purity seals on them. I'll do the purity seals off stream. But yeah, here's a terminator. I do like this as like a terminator sergeant equivalent. Like he's just looking down at you, about to smash your head in. Like, look at him. Look at him looking down at that thing. Like, I've got to smash it. Actually, he's not really looking down. Oh, yeah. And he's got like, it might be hard to tell, but let's try this. Yeah, you can see he's like got the Templar cross on his face, with the visor being part of it. And by Templar cross, it's called the Maltese cross in real life, which is the Hospitaller or St. John's cross. They choose not to have the actual Templar cross because that was, you know, late to use as the Iron Cross and stuff. It's also the cross used by the Knights of the Order of St. Lazarus, which was basically an order that was dedicated to helping people like lepers and really ill people. Also, I've read, I don't know a lot about them. I think it was made up heavily of those people as well. And they also, you know, helped them. A bit like how St. John's Hospitallers is where we get the word hospital from, and I say the word hospital, like became St. John's Ambulance and the hospitals and stuff like that. It's actually really interesting that they use that cross, but they are like everything but that, usually Templars. But I'm thinking my Templars are going to be a bit more like that, a bit kinder. And they're not going to be Black Templars anymore, they're going to be their own chapter that originally started as Templars, but were forcibly turned into a new chapter. Yeah. And where are they? We also got this guy here pointing over there. Yeah. The captain. Hold on. Fallout 4. There's a show. Oh no. Yeah, there's a show called Fallout. I've not watched the Fallout show. Kind of feel like I should do though. I know it's like got the ghoul in it. Diamond City, I would also do tons of character animations and makeup for more gameplay. Yeah, I loved adding mods to Fallout. Fallout 4 was probably one of the first Bethesda games I played without installing mods on, like straight away. Like, I actually just I thought Fallout 4 was good enough by itself and it didn't need a bunch of mods to flesh it out. And for mods I felt like it did need, just weren't mods that people would be making. Or if they did, they wouldn't be that good, because you basically needed mods to fix a blooming story. One Oblivion portal time to venture in the mountains. My goat instincts are kicking in. Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 are the newest Fallouts. Oh yeah, and we also had this Ancient, which we gave a Power Fist. Yeah. What Legion chapter? They're going to be Black Templars, but they're going to be my own shade of Black Templars. These ones are part of the Detachment 13, called the Vigilant Veterans. Oh no, the Vengeful Veterans, sorry. And they are... I can't remember what colour they are. Let me go to New Recruit. I'll be able to find that. They're part of the Vengeful Veterans. And their colour is gold. Okay, yeah, so they're going to have gold shoulder. One of their shoulder pads is going to be painted gold on each of the models. And the rest of the model is where you'd normally expect like red on a normal Black Templar. These guys will instead have blue, so the cloaks will be blue on one side and like a bone shade on the other. I can show you actually. Let me find... This is a chaplain. This is a chaplain we painted on stream before. So you can see he's got a lot of blue on him, like with the cloaks. He's got like blue weapons. Yeah. But yeah, they're going to be definitely Templars. Wait, it's out now? The show is fun, but they're said to muddy the law by not committing to an ending. Oh, the second season is out. Ooh. All that detail and still no Terminator. It's because we got so many Terminators to build before we can even start painting them. The Black Templars are freaking cool. I love taking their models and turning them into Iron Warriors. No! Not Iron Warriors! But Black Templars by themselves are cool. Yeah, Black Templars are cool. I'm not a big fan of, for Black Templars being screaming maniacs. I like kind of a more new... I kind of like the two takes of Black Templars I like the most are the... kind of the older take of Black Templars, where they're very inspired by the Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So it's like you could give all of your Black Templar models Feel No Pain 6+. So you could have all of your Templars basically acting like Black Knights, hit with a last cannon, you successfully get your 6. It's only a flesh wound. He's got a giant hole boring through his head, but it's just a flesh wound. They had the Holy Grenade of Antioch, which is, part of that thing. I just liked how silly they were. And then whenever they fail leadership tests and they're running away and you're going, so Robin runs away. Your arm's off. No, it's not. Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of silly thing I liked for the Templars. They were a bit crazy back then, but the way that it was written was to also give you a lot more freedom with how you want your Black Templars to be portrayed. Now you still get a lot more freedom. You still get a lot of the freedom. Like if you want your Black Templars, liking some Psychus, it's literally got a part in for Codex at the moment that says they can if they want to. Monty Python. Yeah, if you've not watched Monty Python, it's funny. For Monty Python of the Holy Grail, very funny. It's very silly British film and British TV show. But I really enjoy it. Oh, yeah. Look at these guys. They're so silly. Oh, yeah. It's like the enemy's that way. The reason he's having to point is because this guy can't see, so it's like, which way, sir? Which way? Oh, you're pointing. I'll go this way. Oh, now for that way. Which way, sir? Oh, that way. Oh, put the banners in his face so he can't actually see where he's going. Oh. African or European? African or European? What's African or European? Second season of Fallout will be here on December 17. It might be earlier in comparison for the East, like Asia and Australia. Oh. What is the land speed? Oh, of a swallow. Swallows, are they African or European? Yeah, I forgot about that one. Oh. They're very silly. It's a very silly film. I love that film. That's the reason I fell in love with Black Templars originally. But I kind of think if I've got like this many Space Marines and Terminators, it might be best just to have them as their own chapter that, was originally a Black Templar crusade, but things have happened. And effectively their own chapter now. And they're more focused on rebuilding and, helping people than normal Black Templars would be. Because I kind of like the idea. I kind of like the more nuanced But yeah, they're still crazy, they're still full of hate and stuff like that, but they're more pragmatic. That's what I would say my Black Templars are. They're more pragmatic than your normal Templars. Like, they'll go, yeah, I don't really like working with Psychers, but sometimes when you need to defeat the enemies of the Emperor, you gotta work with Psychers. It's like, yeah, we could treat all of these people really badly, but we need weapons, we need resources. And the best way to get them is treat these people nicely and help them set up their factories and industry. And that way we can get weapons from it. We need these people not turning to chaos. Because that sounds like a very imperial way of like, the reason we're being nice is because we're being pragmatic, not because we're actually nice. But chaos god, chaos bad, evil chaos, yeet. But thank you for coming to the stream. If you've not liked the stream already, then please do, because it does help me out. Big love hearts to you all. I don't like demons, but they make good fuel. They do. Oh, that actually, do you know the bounded demon hosts? I absolutely loved the bounded demon hosts. I really wanted to have like an Inquisitor army just for them. Oh, but yeah. We don't have them for Legends. I hope they bring them back. I want them to do like a full Inquisitorial Agents refresh and give us back bound demons and stuff. Oh, that would just be so good. Why did they take out SD card slots out to phones? My phone is nearly full. So that you have to buy newer phones with bigger batteries that they can, not batteries, with bigger cards on board that they can charge you premium on. Oh gosh. I want to watch Ryan. Why don't you just get rid of the old stuff on your phone? Or just, you can plug your phone into your computer or to like a hard drive or something and just transfer all first downloaded data onto it. That's what I would do. If I watch most things streaming, yeah, they charge you a cloud storage, what a grift. And they also charge you a premium for like, hey, you want to, this phone, it costs like 100 quid. I mean, that's actually not that realistic for phones now. They're like way more expensive. Like for like 300 quid for, what is it, like 16 gigabytes? You want 32 gigabytes? Well, that's 100 more quid. You want 64 gigabytes? Well, that's going to be another 500 quid. You want 128? Wow, that's expensive. It's like, you know, that I can just buy like an SD card for like a terabyte. That for like half the price of what you're charging me to go buy a few gigs. It's like, yeah, but how's the phone sized? Oh, I found like this phone sized SD card that's like a tenner. Oh, but anyway, thank you for coming to the stream. Big love hearts to you all. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Remember to work hard but play harder. Take care of yourself and be kind to others and vice versa. Dream of cupcakes but don't eat the cupcakes. The friends not food. And sleep well. And eat good food. Yeah, and oh yeah, tomorrow is my day off. But Friday we'll be playing more Total War. We'll be continuing where we left off with Ricala. Oh, I love her. I really want to play more of her. I've been playing as Aslin and it's been really fun. I've really loved this update and DLC. Kind of worth the wait, to be honest, personally. Bye-bye, everyone. Whee! Ah! And don't forget to like the stream. Love you all.